Hi, welcome to hell. This is the help desk, and I am the one, the only Sharkhead. So I am going to do a lightning round today, where I'm going to go around and ask everybody the same question and see what the answers are. Hey, Mom!
Yeah, and our weekend was like a very much a live, laugh, Baldur's Gate situation, like all weekend. What's up?
Don't worry about it, what is the most weird or unexpected music you listen to?
ABBA?
Penny, same question. Oh, I was hoping you weren't going to say that. I don't feel like there's that much that's unexpected about me. Luke Bryan? Really? I mean, every now and then. Interesting. Oh, okay, well, I get Florida, I guess. All right. Oh, 2 for 1. Hey, Dante, John. Okay. What is the most unexpected or weird music that you listen to?
Why? Could you film this at like a worse angle?
Yes, answer the question.
Movie soundtracks. Taylor Swift. Ma'am, your blog isn't posting because you're just typing stuff into a Word document and then not posting it anywhere else. It's not an automatic function. Posting it where? The internet. I get what you're saying, but what do you mean the internet is evil?
Hey, Judy.
Hey, darling.
What is the most weird or unexpected music that you listen to?
All right, I got one for you. Gregorian choir covers of modern songs. The folks down on level 1 showed me those, and some of them were pretty good. Sharky! Do you have any idea what is going on with the mortal world? Because I've had like 5 road ragers today. There's a camera.
Yes, there is. Don't worry about it. What is the weirdest and most unexpected music that you listen to?
Nickelback, but it's Lily's fault.
It usually is.
I want it on show and tell. Okay, so either Mongolian throat metal, like The Who, or something not like that at all, in which case Warren Zevon. Another road rager again? Going on a trip in our favorite rocket ship. It's the elevator. We're gonna go find that. Then Greg and Azzy.
Greg!
Sharky, do you want me to hold the camera?
No. If you could just take a few steps back though so you're like in a good camera frame. Swaggity.
Alright, what's up?
What is the weirdest or most unexpected music that you listen to?
Probably the recordings we have of Belle's teenage band. Some of their songs are pretty good. Is that all? Hold on. Yeah, Sharky.
Hey, Dad. So what is the weirdest or most unexpected music that you listen to?
Ludovico Einaudi, I think is how it's pronounced. What are you laughing for? What's the weirdest stuff you listen to, Azzy? The shark said, weird or unexpected. I'm gonna go with Jimmy Buffett.
That is neither weird nor unexpected.
Susan Boyle. What about you?
Ha! Asmodeus Asmodeus. That is the perk of being an agent of chaos. When everything is expected and nothing is unexpected. I can listen to it all.
It's 5 o'clock in paradise, which is where he lived on earth. Cheap margaritas over ice, and this billionaire his worth. For Buffett, let us drink, my dear, and Margaritaville. We'll take a cup of kindness yet, as in Margaritaville.
Hi, welcome to hell. This is the help desk. You want to check that attitude before this goes in a direction that you don't expect with an outcome that you don't want? Do you want to repeat that? Do you really want to find out what happens if I do? You're not the only one with audacity and the willingness to use it. You want to dance this dance with me? Fine, let's go. But it takes 2 to tango, and you seem prepared for a teenage slow dance at best. Do you really want to get humbled in public? Because the last time I checked, I'm not the one standing behind a desk. Well, the last time I checked, you were standing in front of that desk in hell with a soul file indicating your new residency here. Do you want me to talk to your manager? You don't want to do that. And I'm not saying that because I'm worried about getting in trouble. I'm not going to get in trouble no matter what you say to her. But I know we had this like little rhythm going, but let me just break that character and try and actually talk to you for a second. You don't want to do that. What a fascinating way to try and get out of trouble. You're scared. Of you? No. But in this situation, I'm scared for you. Like, look, I was a Karen who stood in hell and wanted to speak to the manager once. And I don't know if I'm necessarily, like, a cautionary tale because, like, things are pretty good for me now. But, like, that took so much painful work and healing, which is not a comfortable process, and facing trauma, and learning how to be emotionally vulnerable, and, like, therapy, and coming out of the closet. Like, it was a lot, but things are, like, better now. All that aside, I'm just trying to help you. I just wasn't willing to get verbally abused doing it. And you came up to the desk with your mouth open and your hand doing this. So I was a little bit preemptive. But you don't want to talk to the manager. You're just trying to get out of trouble and keep me from getting what I want. Which is useless because I always get what I want. Just ask my kids. They'll thank me someday. Oh, for crying out loud. Dante, you've got to fix Ruggy's trapdoor, dude. The politician jammed that mechanism good. Ruggy, I love you so much, and there are faster ways of dealing with. So, like, what do you want? Do you want the little sword, the big sword, the axe? I'm going to go with the axe. You don't have to hit her hard. Just use, like, the flat side to spank her a little. Spanking is what happens to children, not adults. Oh, bless her heart. Want to bet? Gambling is a sin. Sin? Why is it all a sin? Like, have they even read the book that they're using as their definition for all this sin? Half the stories in there is God going, I bet I can do some messed up stuff to this person and he'll still love me. Which isn't factually like what happened, but, you know, anyway, which isn't French, but it could be with enough confidence. Do you want to talk about what's going on? Because you have been swinging between quietly sad and quietly mad, and a lot of times, like, just quiet. Does it have to do with the reincarnation papers that I may or may not have seen in your room when I may or may not have been in there borrowing your hat? They came a little while ago. I haven't signed anything. I haven't committed to anything. I've talked with Angel about it a bit, but, like, I just think about it sometimes. And it, you know, it makes me a little moody. There's a lot of emotions involved. You could have just asked me. Yeah, well, thinking about your reincarnation makes me have a lot of feelings too. I meant about the hat, but yeah, that too. Hi, welcome to hell. This is the help desk. However, I am busy helping someone far nearer and dear and much more beloved to my heart than you are or ever could be to me. So, don't interrupt me. You can wait a good goody goddamn second, or you can go talk to someone else, or, because I see your file, so I definitely know you belong here. In the spirit of my deeply unappreciated generosity, I'm going to give you a secret third option. Get over yourself. Just go down to your level. It's not that many stairs. I am going to take several steps back and consider those options. The second and third ones. The first one is very much off the table. Thank you for making that clear. That's what happens when you're raised in a house of good communication. It makes the threat so much more effective. Okay, so back to you. We're not going to talk about the thing that has you all worked up on the inside. Got it. We'll talk about that in your own time. Fine with me. But in the meantime, what can we do to, like, help cheer you up? What can I do? Because I've already got some flowers on order from Persephone, so you can hunker down and do floral arrangement stuff later if that's what you so choose. But in the meantime, what can I do? Do you want a taco? Do you want to watch two nerds fall in love with each other all over again like that? Because I can make that happen for you in under a minute. What animals would you like to pet? What better creature can I procure for you to coo over? Do you want the souls of everyone who displeased you or made you feel unjustifiably displeased with yourself? Just give me a hint and we're off to the races because you're sad and I hate it because I love you, but also I need a hobby. Under a minute? Time it. Okay, so you know that video game that they've been playing, they've just been obsessed with? Do you know, like, anything about that or the characters or anything? I've never played it. I really don't have an interest in playing it, but I've heard Lily and Belle and a few of the other demons talk about it. I think I've seen some of the videos. So I would say that I know more of it than about it. Okay, so you might not get the exact, like, character references, but that's totally fine. Their reactions. That's what we're here for. Mom, Dad, Lily, Belle. So, you guys have been playing a lot of Baldur's Gate, both together and separately, yes? I mean, yeah. Just a little bit all the time when we don't have more important things to be doing. So, when you guys are playing individually, which companion do you guys like to romance? Sometimes Halson. You don't have to know who that is, just bear with it. That is just sometimes, though. So, who is your favorite to romance? Astarion. Karlach. Okay, I already knew that, but we're leading the horse of romance to the waters of realization. Okay, so with that being said, have you guys noticed that you just keep romancing the video game version of each other? Wait. Every version, every lifetime, big guy. Nothing temporary about us, princess. Never has been, never will be, even in a video game. Wow, I love you. This roleplay is about to be amazing. Can I talk to you for a second? Okay, yeah, that was funny. And really cute. Yeah, as long as there's no squeaky naked stuff involved, watch them be hyped about loving each other's pretty great. Speaking of which, Angel should be here with your tacos in about 10 minutes. Hi, welcome to hell. This is the help desk. I'd suggest going to a different desk. Which they're all full. Okay. I am not a peopling expert. I do tech support. Tech information, really. Support implies a level of care for you and your problems that I simply do not possess. So in that spirit, what have you done and why did you do it? Tech support. Oh, that's perfect. Perfect. Okay, that's actually going to come in handy. This might work out. I tried to talk to the shark one, but I was dissuaded from doing so. But perfect. Okay, so this isn't out of the blue for me. I mean, I know I wasn't a great person, but yeah, I had hopes. But I just need to know exactly why I'm here. That's really important to me to know exactly why I'm down here, because was it like my wife and my ex-wife both said and that I got really too into sports, or was it because of the 3 TVs I smashed and that one time I accidentally threw the DVR box through my neighbor's window? Yes. And the tech support part of your question? That was it. I mean, you're a tech guy, so I figured, you'd appreciate the value of technology, if that had any sway on any of this. But, they were really nice TVs. It was really nice stuff. But, listen, dude, I was pissed. We should not have lost those games, and I was upset about it. But what else was I supposed to do? What else was I supposed to hit? We didn't have any more drywall repair stuff. Did you try turning it off and back on again? No, well, with the TVs, it was pretty evident that, they were past the point of saving. And then the DVR, I never got the chance, because I'm pretty sure the cops took it into evidence for the whole property damage thing, which then that whole thing started my first wife leaving me, which I thought was a little dramatic, honestly. Look, I'm just a passionate guy. I'm passionate about sports. I'm really passionate about my teams. And I guess she just couldn't appreciate that. Let's not stand in the glass house of dramatics and throw DVRs. Shall we? There's nothing wrong with being passionate. Being passionate's great, but passion without emotional regulation, that's just stupidity. And being destructive in the name of that passion is a lie and an excuse. Real passion isn't mindlessly destructive. Passion If it's destructive at all, it's because it has to be in order to build something meaningfully better in its place. And I'm not talking about getting an updated entertainment system. God, I hope no one heard me say that. Do you have anything else? So it was because of the TVs and the DVR. No. Not my phone. I gotta say, I'm kind of curious, like, how do you know so much about passion for such a dispassionate kind of guy? I passionately want you to stop talking to me. Yeah, I see. Just hold on one sec. Penny? Mm-hmm. Our husbands are being rather whispery with each other. Are you suspicious? Because I'm a little suspicious. I wasn't suspicious 10 minutes ago. I started to be a little bit 5 minutes ago, and then about 4 minutes ago when they brought Dante into the conversation, that's when it really set in. Maybe they're planning a surprise? Yeah, maybe. Belle's got that little gleam in his eye, and his tail is moving entirely too nonchalantly, so they're definitely up to something, but, well, hey, at least Greg's involved, so he's gonna keep it from getting too ridiculous or off the rails. Yeah. Yeah, as soon as the words came out of my mouth, I heard them, and you're absolutely right. Just because he's not usually the reason why the safety fails does not mean that Greg is the failsafe. So, I realize I'm mostly talking to myself here, but they are grown men with high responsibility jobs. They can handle their stuff. They're goobers. They're not idiots. Usually. Anyway, back to your thing. Hi, welcome to hell. This is the help desk. Abandon audacity, all ye who enter here. Please, how can I help you? Really? Yep. Oh. We'd love to see it. Hi, welcome to hell. This is the help desk. How, in the loosest possible definition, can I help you? Hey, can I actually talk to her? Because she's prettier than you are. What fascinating life choices you made. And afterlife choices you're making. You know you're stunning. Yeah, and so are you. Both statements can be true at the same time. Exactly. We're both just pretty in different fonts. I would say that I'm probably whatever font most books are written in. Well, if we get to choose, I think monotype cursive looks really nice. Oh yeah, I can see that. Okay, yeah, good call. As for you, seeing as how you are stuck with Time's a New Bitch for this interaction, would you like to keep reading or would you like to be read? Neither, because reading is for soft little nerds. Okay. And as the resident soft nerd here, I refuse to be remiss in my duty, so let's begin, shall we? Chapter 1. Tell you what, I'll be generous and let you pick. Do you want to talk about your unrequited sexual attraction that you had for your cousin first, or do you want to talk about the absolutely heinous skid marks you left on absolutely everything that came even vaguely close to your ass? That second one isn't why you're down here, but it is disgusting and worth mentioning. Hi, welcome to hell. This is the help desk. Oh, there's tears. How can we help you? I walked through the valley of temptation and succumbed to its influence, and now I'm here. Well, hey, you're not the first person to partake in a little bit of emotionally motivated online shopping. That's a siren call that's very hard to ignore, especially when there's free shipping. Oh no, that one was fine. There was a sale, but no, I stumbled in my faith. I allowed myself to be of the world and not just in it. I watched things and I've salted the earth of my brain. Was it lesbians? Because it's perfectly normal to be curious about some stuff. I mean, there might have been things about yourself that you were never allowed to consider or that you were too scared to consider. And just, being curious about stuff within the bounds of reason isn't salting the earth of your brain. It's natural. It's okay. No! I would never allow that kind of devil worship into my life. No, it wasn't that. So my arrival was perfectly timed. I wish I was up here to surprise you, but technically I'm here for work. However, I am in no rush, so you keep doing what you're doing, babe. Okay, so if it wasn't that, what was it? I watched Magic Mike. I affected me. We were having girls' night, and and then my husband and I went to a wedding, and he was on the dance floor, and I thought of that, and it affected me again. And we did depraved things. Really? Like, on the dance floor? No, it was in the hotel room afterwards, but it's not supposed to be that vigorous. I ruined the sanctity of our marriage. Oh, honey. Oh, that's weird. My religious trauma is, like, really, like, flaring up right now in this, like, situation, and I'm not sure why. I will not be the best help for you here. So I'm gonna leave her in your more than capable hands, but if I could just say one thing, honey, you can have your vigorous sex cake and get eaten out too. It's okay. It doesn't make your relationship defiled or any less sanctful. It just makes it more enjoyable if that's something that you're into enjoying. It's okay. She's right. There's nothing wrong with that, and none of those things are why you're down here. I mean, you're down here for homophobia and some bigotry and just general, like, religious brainwashing, but you're not, like, in trouble for those things. You're not here to be punished. You're just down here to get a little bit of help in overcoming them. I mean, you're just going to therapy on level 2. I'm being punished for the things that I did right? Oh, this is how typical of the gays. Yeah, that's right. I know your little secret. I heard her call you babe. Wow. So she seems fun. Are you okay? Good. So have you seen Belle or Greg? Because that's who I've been sent here to find. Belle and Greg? Not since yesterday, but you know who that's a question for. I do indeed. Hey, Lilith, do you know where Belle is? Because Lilith has been trying to get a hold of him and he hasn't been answering his phone, so she sent me to hunt him down to get him to do so. But on the way up here, Penny, I got several texts from demons on level 9 asking if I knew where Greg was, and I might not be great at math, but I can do social math, and I think if I find one, I will find the other. Okay, so I don't know where they're at, you don't know where they're at, you don't know where they're at, nobody knows where they're at, and they're not answering their phones in the straight to voicemail kind of way. I'll admit, this one's new. I'm upset. This is wrong. No, this is hell. Help desk, busy, and uninterested. So go find someone who's not occupied and talk to them. Or don't. Anyway, how can they just sneak off? They're 7 feet tall and they're not exactly subtle. You and I might be biased a little bit, but I don't think they're hard to miss, are they? I mean, let's think this through. So they were being all whispery with each other, and then we got suspicious. Then they were talking with Dante, and then you went to the bathroom, and then Dante came over and was talking to me while you were in the bathroom about school and work and stuff. And by the time you got back and I'd finished that conversation with him, they were gone. Did Dante initiate that conversation? Yeah, he came over right as you went to the bathroom. I think you're about to get a breakthrough in the hunt. I hope so, and I hope that they're not doing what I think they're doing, because if they are, there goes my hopes of a long lunch. Hey Dante, how's it going, bud? Hey Miss Lily, I'm just, same old, doing homework. What are you guys up to? Yeah, I definitely don't miss doing homework, and I doubt that you will either, but hey, at least demonic homework is a little bit more appropriate in volume than mortal homework was. But as for what we are up to, we have a little bit of a situation going, because Belle and Greg seem to have disappeared. And as you can imagine, when a demon prince and the master of level 9 just go poof, that's a little bit of a cause for concern. So I was just wondering if you had any idea where they could have gone to. No idea. I mean, I talked to them a little bit earlier, like this morning, but then I was talking to Miss Penny, and by the time I'd finished talking to her, they were gone. Ah. Is that Sharky with the chainsaw? Oh, good, they found it. I was wondering where that went to. So Dante, I was the oldest of 3 kids, right? 2 younger brothers. And having siblings is great. It's a very educational experience. It teaches you a lot about yourself and others and working as a team. And sometimes when you're working as a team and you're trying to get up to perhaps some mischief and you don't want it witnessed, you send in a decoy to distract Mom so the other 2 can sneak off. Like when you were talking to Penny while I was in the bathroom. I did do that. And I'm sorry. All I know is that they needed someone to distract you guys so that they could sneak off and I think go somewhere that they're like not supposed to go, but I don't know for sure where that is. But I did do that. I'm sorry. Thank you for being honest with me, and I appreciate the spirit of collaboration. Angel, adult demons other than like succubi, incubi aren't really supposed to go to the mortal world or else weird shit happens, right? Oh, brilliant, boys. There goes my long lunch and our impromptu date. So, rain check? Great. Yeah, so when succubi and incubi go, we are there purely for the mortals because we enjoy being around their energy. And that's not really threatening at all to the paranormal creatures of the mortal world. However, for some reason, when the normal demons go, the paranormal creatures get a little weirdly territorial and things can get odd that way. So just pray that the guys didn't end up anywhere near cornfields or Appalachia or anywhere where the woods are a little bit grumpy. Actually, you know what? You should probably pull up Mortal Tube. My money is on the tiny Valkyrie woman. I bet you that's why they're there. But in the meantime, I will be right back. Yes, dude, we made it. Oh, and it has been a while, hasn't it? Whole energy is different. That's crazy. Oh, hey, while we're here, we might as well go on a side quest. Let's, well, see if we even can. Excuse me, sir, could you tell me, like, about how far away from the Pacific Northwest we are from, you know, here? Quite a ways. I mean, you're looking at, like, probably a 2-day drive, but flying wouldn't be too bad. Cool. Thank you. Fly there. Well, like, on a plane? Like, I could ever relinquish that kind of control. Like, I'm on wings. Well, I should, but they just fly too high. I don't like that. Okay, so that one's out. Next order of business. Where are our girls? Don't forget we have to get Dante some Girl Scout cookies while we're here. 8th grade graduation. That way. That way. Hey, Lils, I've got a phone call for you. They're on hold. If it's Lucifer or Lilith, I can't come to the phone right now because I'm not at home. They can leave their name and number. I will get back to them as soon as possible. Oh, he's hot. Oh, I'm gonna take a screenshot of him to show Belle when he gets back. You can appreciate that. Any luck? No, but I was wondering if you or anyone really could explain to me why groups of small children, when left unattended, automatically and apparently always revert to like caveman behavior. Because the teacher stepped out for 5 minutes. They're doing cave paintings on the walls. They've elected a leader. Someone just made a club out of a ruler. I mean, if she's gone for 5 more minutes, they might rediscover fire. My theory is that there's a few old souls kind of everywhere, and they have the deep soul memories of the old days. It's that, or it, you know, maybe it's genetic or something else. I don't really know. I just kind of guess. Lily, it's neither of them. It's Cthulhu? Oh. Hello? Babysitting. I don't think that I can babysit something that's like 3 times my size, but I appreciate you thinking of me. What? Oh, I found them! And they're pretending to be human! Mm-hmm. That's, like it works, but... I know it's not your preferred aesthetic, but you could have worn sleeves just this once. I could wear sleeves. I wore sleeves for my wedding, and I would have worn them for years too if you hadn't told me to come dressed like it was a normal day. And besides, you cannot besmirch me this opportunity because I have never had the chance to wear my Metallica shirt on the same plane of existence that Metallica actually exists on. So pardon me for seizing this opportunity like a slice of good pie and running with it. Do you think that's the bitchy stepmom? Bitchy might be underselling it slightly, considering she thought that locking a small child into a closet was an acceptable form of punishment, though that behavior has since stopped. But, yeah, that's her. She looks more haggard than I was expecting. Probably because you're not the only one who's been arranging little presents for her. I assume the imp in her personal closet was from you? I assume the inordinate amount of teenagers coming to mess with her specifically is thanks to your influence as well. Me, pardon me, coming through. Oh, I love your nails, those are so cute. So, which mortal have we been messing with? One of our tiny, powerful women had a stepmom who was being abusive, and Greg and I took that personally, so we... shit. Hi! So your mom has been calling you and you haven't been answering your phone, and she sent me to hunt you down and find out why. Your employees are a little concerned that you just kind of disappeared without a trace and with no warning, so you might just want to give them a heads up next time. Now, I know now, because I talked to your wives, why you're here, and I think it's adorable, and I fully support it. However, I feel obligated to say this because I had to talk down an upset poltergeist outside so he wouldn't turn this into a shit show. What the fuck are you doing here? We came to support the tiny, powerful women that summoned us. Whether we get to talk to them or not, we wanted to celebrate this milestone with them. You look different, but I know it's you. Hi, Mr. Greg. Hi, Mr. Belle. Everyone's going to be so excited that you guys are here. Yes, this is Hell and the help desk, but Lily isn't here right now. So you can either wait patiently for her or you can leave. Those are your only two options. There's no secret third option I'm not telling you about. You can wait or you can leave. That's it. Well, you could call her. No. I can't, because she left her phone here so she wouldn't get any more, and I quote, weird phone calls. Look, the only other option for you is to talk to one of us who is currently at the desk. That's it. I'm not willing to wait around for her, and since you're being so emotional about all of this, I think it would be best if I did talk to someone else. Probably that gentleman over there. I feel like he and I will be able to have an understanding. Well, unfortunately for you and fortunately for pretty much everyone else, I think he will understand you and respond accordingly. So good luck with that. How's it going? Alice is there. Oh, Allie. She looks so happy. Look. Look at her smile. Oh, and the girls are so cute too. Belle and Greg look kind of like a weird couple. Fond bickering and wedding rings included. Yeah, a bit. Take a screenshot. You're in band? That's sick! Right on! I was in a band. Not like a pretty music band. It was more of like a rock band situation. We sucked. It was so much fun. But why are you embarrassed to be in band? It's really fun, and I enjoy it, but it's not like cool. You're ready. I'm gonna let you in on the secret, okay? And you can share this with your friends. It's not that secret of a secret. The secret is cool is overrated. It just is. Like, you've probably heard that from a bunch of different places and a bunch of different people, but take it from an adult who's not your parent and technically not even your authority figure. Cool is just overrated, because what is being cool? It's subjective, right? Which means it's different from person to person to person, which means you can't win with everybody. And if you're placing all of the power for your self-confidence and how you feel about yourself and your actions in the hands of everyone around you, you're putting that power in the hands of people you might not even know, people you might not even like. That sucks. So don't focus on being cool. Focus on, like, enjoying the experience of being you. Because how badass is that? Enjoying your life. Genuinely, authentically enjoying the experience of being you. That's cool. That's something that not everyone gets to do. That's not something that everyone can do. But if you can do it, and you enjoy being in band, go be in band. That's cool. He's right, Anna. Enjoying life looks different for everyone. And remember that different doesn't necessarily mean bad. Unless there's something morally reprehensible about what you're doing, you've got nothing to be embarrassed about. Band's cool. Hannah, Casey's waiting for you by the stairs. They're about to get started. Hi, I'm Allie. My sister Casey said that you guys were the self-defense and practical skills instructors for her Girl Scout troop. I just wanted to thank you guys for everything you've done for those girls. I've heard them talk about you a lot, and you've really made quite the impression. They're a special group of girls. They made quite the impression on us as well. It's nice to meet you, Allie. It's very nice to meet you, Alice. Allie. Excuse me. It's very nice to meet you, Allie. Oh, that's gonna be Reggie's mom. What are you freaking out for? Don't you want to meet your future in-law? No. I mean, yes, I would love to, but I can't, because if I meet her now, and then in 20 years, I start dating her daughter that she doesn't have now, but she will someday, and then she recognizes me then, that's going to make for a very uncomfortable conversation. And I want Ruggie and I's love story to be just as epic, but much less stressful the second time around. So please don't try and introduce us. But you know who you can introduce me to? Those girls, because they have you two as like weird adoptive uncles. I think they need a cool adoptive auntie, and I can come to the mortal world all the time, so between the three of us, I think it'll be fun. Yes, you're in hell. Yes, you're standing at the help desk. Yes, you belong here. No, I can't do anything to change that because I am tech support. I also understand that you wanted to complain to the one person who most people with an ounce of common sense recognize it's a terrible idea to complain to, so for that and all of your apparent problems, really, I recommend turning your Audacity off and then potentially never back on again. That's a lot of assumptions right out the gate there. There's been a misunderstanding, and I think, you know, man to man we'll be able to get this cleared up. We will not, but go on anyway. So, by way of explanation, at some point during my check-in process, I overheard one of the employees saying that they had some books for a Lily who worked at the gate down here. So I naturally asked a few more questions and apparently found out that this Lily is quite an avid reader. And, well, I'm an author, and I figured that if anyone would be willing to help an author out, it would be an avid reader. So that is why I was just hoping to have a little conversation with her and get this all sorted out. You used the release of your new book as an excuse to solicit sexual pictures and videos and content from book influencers under the guise of it being promo for your new book, and said that you would personally review each piece of content made. And you wanted to talk to Lily. Oh yeah. So so you see, I had just started working with a new publicity agency. And even though it was my name on the email and it was me that it made look really bad, it was all the publicity agency's fault. The publicity agency that you co-founded? Well, it's like a parent with their kids. You know, you make them, but you can't always control them. It's a whole thing. So this Lily, this reader girl, she sounds lovely. You know, reader girls usually are. Reader girls usually are, you know, the known ones are, you know, fairly attractive. So is she? I'm gonna make a call. Hi, we have an author down here who is doing a disservice to the title. Sure, we'll hold him. Okay, I have no idea who in the here John is talking to, but you can smell his audacity from the stairs. Any update on the guys? Well, the graduation ceremony is over, so they're done with 8th grade, and the guys are just kind of hanging out and talking to the girls, introducing them to Angel, who they all adore. Alice is there, Allie now, and she looks so happy. Lily, is that? Yeah, so when Cthulhu said babysitting, I thought it was like a metaphor or a funny joke, but it was neither of those things. He meant it literally because his normal babysitter is busy, so he needed me to cover for a few hours until we could get back to our regularly scheduled programming. But have you ever seen a baby Cthulhu? Technically, they're called hatchlings. They're pretty cute. Way smaller than I was expecting.
Hello and welcome to Hello Ye who are bound for level 5. This is the help desk. Would you like to get over yourself, go down to your level and actually have an afterlife? Or wouldst thou like to maintain thine path of dumbassery and be fed to the babe?
What the fuck is that?
It is a baby Cthulhu, but we call it the cute Cthulhu because look at how tiny and small it is with a little baby wing and the tiny little tentacles. But someday they're gonna grow up and consume worlds, but not right now though. Worlds are a little big. You're not.
Sharky, Cthulhu said no junk food.
Oh yeah.
Hey, I did CrossFit and I was a vegan. Okay, if I were any kind of food, I would not be a junk food. I'd probably be something really healthy and full of protein. Not saying that anyone or anything should be looking at me as food, but my point stands. Respect my CrossFit and my veganism. Okay, cute Thulu's getting a little squirmy, so I think it's someone else's turn. Petty! I got him. Come here. Come here. Oh, hair tentacles. Good combo. Hi. So, given the fact that Cthulhu is usually the size of a small skyscraper, do we have any explanation on this? Or this is like fabric rocket science. I have no idea how we're gonna get this retied, but I think we're gonna have to try because you seem like you're getting a little bit fussy. And as for the whole, yes, I can explain. Remember that mortal soul that showed up down here seeking atonement because Cthulhu had laid it down just that good? Yeah, well, this isn't the result of that union. I believe this is the result of Cthulhu and a very lovely fae lady, and it is not the only one. Not from that joining, but from others, because, you know, Cthulhu has a whole will roll, but only if there's also enthusiastic consent kind of approach to sharing his affection. And as for why they're so small, you know, it's something to do with the shape-shifting and the eggs. That does explain a lot. But, so what do you mean by eggs? Because they are called hatchlings. Nope, never mind. I don't think I need to know that just yet. Oh, the romance authors are here? Yeah, he called them because he's got an author who got sent down here who was being really exploitative and shitty and just generally creepy and giving authors a bad name. So he wanted to feed him to them, and he politely requested that I not get involved at all. So, boo. Am I supposed to cross this before I put this? Fuck it. Oh yeah, I think I heard about him. They were talking about him at the library. The instructions say to put it through and then cross it and then wrap it around your back again. Have you noticed anything interesting about John and perhaps one of the authors? There's been a few when it comes to John that I've wondered about, and he's been so attentive to his phone too, but it's John. I don't want to pry too much and make him shut down. I figure if he wants to share that with us, he'll share it with us. But until then, it's not going to stop me from speculating. So my money is on the one who gave him the rubber duck or the Rainbow Bridge lady. Cute Thulu? So are you, like, okay? Okay? Where's okay? Snuggy buggy ruggy. I am more than okay. Have you met me? Better. Have you met my wife? Do you seriously think she would ever settle for someone who is simply okay? No. This is the best thing in my life. I will admit that it took balls. Metaphorically and literally. I'm not sure which one helped more, but you know. It worked. I meant, like, emotionally, right now, given everything that's happening, because you've been a little weird since you found out. You didn't even want to hold the baby Cthulhu. Yeah, about that. If I wanted to hold something that was tiny and squishy and so adorable and activates my cuteness aggression, I'd go home to my wife and 2 kids. Plus, I still don't think I'm allowed to hold any of Cthulhu's kids, because there may or may not have been a poorly timed snack-sized calamari joke about a century ago that I still don't think he's forgiven me for. As for the rest of it, of course I'm fine. Why wouldn't I be fine? My 2 best friends snuck into the mortal world, which is something we haven't done since we were teenagers because we're really not supposed to fucking do it as adults. Believe me, I tried it one time, ended up in a cornfield. That ended well. Yeah, and they didn't give me any warning. Nothing. No warning, not a text, no note. Nothing. No. And I haven't been summoned by the Girl Scouts yet. Greg got Belle summoned. They didn't even offer to take me. I'm not jealous of Angel. Angel gets to go to the mortal world all the time. That's her shindig. But they left me. And I'm not at all offended by that. I can tell. Well, hey, if it makes you feel any better, just think about what Belle and Greg's reactions are going to be when they see Lily and Penny interacting with a baby. I'm looking forward to seeing that almost as much as I'm looking forward to hearing a first-hand account from the mortal world. Oh, and look, the show is about to begin because behold, a pair of beloved, non-communicating, rule-breaking dumbasses that I want to tell me everything. Yeah, I mean, Ezzy might be a little bit pissed just because he got left out, but I think he's gonna like those, so that'll probably help smooth things over. No, I'm sure he'll like them. My big fear is that they're gonna be too small. Hey, princess. Hey, big guy. It's not ours. You weren't gone that long. How's the mortal world? It was great. Do you think that Penny would be okay holding that baby so Greg can experience a little bit of what I'm feeling, and you and I could have a very mature conversation somewhere else? Can you give these to Azzy, please? Make it fast. It shouldn't be hard for you. Here you go, Azzy. Sorry for leaving you behind. Like a gift is gonna make up for... Ooh! I'm appeased. Yes. Welcome back. Just please make sure you're out of earshot. Oh, sibling. Hi, welcome to Hell. This is the help desk. How can we help you today? Hi, I'm from Paradise, and I was just, I've been struggling a little bit, and I just decided on a timeline for my reincarnation, thinking that would, you know, perk me up, but I'm struggling with that a little bit too, and I will be the first to admit that I have a pretty crippling fear of being in a community again, or trying to be, and but I realized that this is one that I just haven't been able to sort through on my own, and I don't think I can, so I need a little bit of help, and I heard that you guys had a really good therapy program down here, so I just wondered, I wonder if I could use that. Of course, the therapy levels are open to everyone. I recommend starting on level 1, and if you ever feel the need for more intensive therapy, you are free to go down to level 2 at any time. Thank you. And thank you for not treating me like I'm a paranoid idiot for having issues with community of all things. I just, well, I don't know the specifics of your situation, but I get it. Believe it or not, we have talked about community a lot at this desk, how amazing and beneficial it can be when it's done right, and how painful and damaging it can be when it's not. There's a wide range of experiences and extremes out there, even just at this desk. I was let down by the community of my family. My best friend, who's more like my sister than anything, she was let down by her whole religion. And we've talked a lot about how that affected us. And it affected us in some ways that were very similar, in some ways that were completely different. Even if we had both gone through the same thing, it would still be the same story. Being hurt by something as precious as the people closest to us is a very unique kind of pain. You can't let it rule you. And clearly, you are not. You're aware of it, and you're pushing back. You're seeking to get better. You're aware of it. But it doesn't have you in its grip anymore. Be proud of that. And remember it as you move forward, because, oh, if you're anything like me, some days that's the only thing that keeps you going. Thank you. I needed to hear that. I wish I had more eloquent words for you, but thank you. You're welcome. And good luck. That was very personal and I was not prepared for it. What I said made sense, right? Like, they were good words. They were very good words. They were the words she needed to hear, and I think more than that, they were the words you needed to say. Very proud of you. How long are we on cute squid duty? Thank you. And as for cute Thulu, Well, I know you told Lily and Belle to make it fast, but once I saw you with the baby wrap on, I might have texted Lily and told them to take their time. Oh, hi. Welcome to hell. This is the help desk. However, I'm on my way out because my girlfriend and I are going on a makeup date, so you're gonna need to talk to someone else. Lesbians, huh? Well, you guys don't have to go anywhere. Why don't you just stay here and do everything you're gonna do as long as it's within my eyesight? Get takeout, hold hands, talk about her trip to the mortal world and our feelings with our clothes on. Why would you do any of that when you have more interesting things to do, like each other? Okay, we're gonna be going now. In our absence, I strongly recommend that you speak to her. I think she's gonna be the best fit for your particular brand of humor. All right, baby, let's not waste any more time on someone who has the intelligence of a rock. Couldn't agree more, but let's not insult the rocks. Excuse me, young lady. Fun, no. Okay. Excuse me. Hi, welcome to hell. This is the help desk. You're interrupting a sex scene. Why read about it when you could have it? Like, the real thing's got to be better than anything you could ever read, right? Right? So, like, what's going on over there? Oh, Dante, the younger one, has never held a baby before, and we figured, what better first experience to have than with the hatchling spawn of an eldritch god? Yes, sir, I'm not disagreeing with anything you're saying. They are very cute. I would also like to point out that they seem very squirmy, and that is someone else's super important tiny person, like, that they made. And I don't think that that's like a situation that it's a good idea for me to be a part of. So they can be cute with you. Dante, it's a baby, not a hand grenade. I mean, even as far as babies go, this one's pretty chill. So what you're gonna do is you're just gonna have them tucked in like this, make sure their head's supported. For your own peace of mind, you're gonna make sure that you've got a limb gently gripped, just in case the worst happens, which is not going to. And then you're gonna sway. And if you get a little fussy, maybe do a little bounce. That's it. So, what exactly are you trying to charm your way out of? Oh, right. So, like, I think I'm being wrongfully punished for my unappreciated sense of humor. I think it's because I was, like, a little bit before my time. But, like, how messed up is that? Being punished for your sense of humor? That's, like, the worst thing that could happen to a person. Like, doesn't that just piss you off like nothing else? Like, I'm just being punished for, telling my little jokes and, like, being a funny guy. Like, isn't that just so upsetting to you, too? I could not give less of a shit if I'd done a double preparation for colonoscopy. I barely spent any time on that, and it was still funnier than anything that ever came out of your mouth. You were brutally offensive under the guise of humor, and in your everyday life, you were exploitative and crass, and you knew it. Now, stop schmoozing badly and get down to your level. Waited almost 200 pages for this.
On the horizon of this forest path, you see a group of dark cloaked figures slowly trudging towards you. What do?
My half-orc barbarian braces her great hammer, and that's a 1.
Critical fail. Steve, what do? Well, I believe in anticipation my rogue would try and hide behind a tree. Okay, I rolled a 1. That's another critical fail. Tom, what does your human bard do? Active perception check. It's a natural 20. Let's fucking go.
I feel it in my fingers, I feel it in my toes. These motherfuckers mean to harm us, and they got to go, so come on, get them now. You picked the wrong day to fuck around with my tight crew. So let's get it in. I can perceive you. Here's what we're gonna do. Me and my boys gonna mess you up.
I rolled a 1.
Fuck, my boys are otherwise engaged, so I'm gonna bring it on myself.
Hey, I forgot. You're supposed to tell me what I see, right? Yes, thank you. Let's just slow it all down a bit. So you notice that one of the hooded figures is a little shorter.
I cast Vicious Mockery, nat 20, let's go.
You're a shot, motherfucker, and nobody likes you. Short! Everybody says, fucking shot that guy. And that stops you from forming meaningful relationships. When you were born, everybody thought that you were just a head. But then the doctor said, wait, this stupid motherfucker tiny short ass baby got a tiny little itty bitty body and I hate it.
Your attack lands and absolutely shatters the mind of the cloaked figure. Perception check, please. Nat 20, let's go. You perceive the figure was so short because it was a child. There's always a kid. Specifically the child you've been looking for the last 15 days game time and 5 days of our actual lives. Okay, I'm sorry. I didn't know I'll be better. His body's just lying there, right? Right? Yes. Don't.
Look that body now. Look that body. Look that motherfucker. I play my flute when I loot that dead kid's body. Bitch.
What?
Come on, baby. You're too sexy to give up.
I heard you and Daddy in the bedroom, and you kept screaming at him.
Oh. Yeah, no, honey, those were happy screams.
They didn't sound happy. And then you punched the wall and yelled the F word.
Okay, I don't really recall doing that, so yeah.
You did. You were like, oh my fucking God. Just like that. Oh my fucking God.
Okay, all right, shh. Here's the thing. Yeah, your dad and I were just playing a fun little grown-up game.
You played the game 7 times.
6.5, but who's counting? Here's the thing. Let's just not talk about this. Cool?
Cool.
High five.
Got it.
Awesome.
Hi, welcome to Help. This is the help desk where you will always be treated with all due respect. How can I help you today? So no one bothered to teach me or pull me aside and correct me about things that are apparently the reason why I'm here. So given the fact that my presence here is because of a failure of the community and not necessarily anything that I did or didn't do, I think this is a little harsh. I wish that I could nod understandingly and say that I see, but that was a fairly nebulous statement. Would you mind expanding it with a more detailed explanation or specific example? Why does everyone always want details? Oh, the pedophile thing. See, that's the face. Like, I'm not one. But man, there are some really harsh opinions out there about this thing that's like, I don't know, not that big of a deal. Like, look, I'm not into it, right? Like, I think feet are kind of gross, but like, I don't think that being into feet is like worth jail time, you know? And apparently, that opinion is part of why I'm down here. What do you think that word means? It's people who are into feet. See, I explain things to people when they don't understand them. Obviously, feet. Because, like, look at the word, right? Like, pedophile, orthopedic shoes. The word, like, pedantic, which is, like, doing something slow and methodically, I think, which is, like, you know, walking, which is something you do with feet. I'm pretty sure there was a shoe brand called, like, Peds at one point in time. It's people who are into feet, which, again, I'm not into, but I think people should be allowed to have their thing. That's not what that word means. Like, at all. I know that you're trying to claim innocence by way of ignorance, but I have a hard time believing that you existed in the age of the internet and smartphones and you didn't bother once to look up the meaning or etymology of these words that you're using. I know you're trying to blame the community for not educating you, but I know that the community would have had a pretty strong reaction if you were running around advocating for the rights of pedophiles, and that reaction should have prompted you to do more research. You can't blame the community for not spoon-feeding you every piece of knowledge. There has to be some responsibility on you as a person to do some of your own thinking and your own research. Google was free. Why would I waste my time and effort Googling something when I could just have someone tell me? Okay, admittedly, they have to be like smart, like educated kind of people, because I had people telling me that that didn't mean people were into feet. It meant that they were into small children, which is messed up and incorrect. I'm gonna need a break after this. I understand that you have a very strong need to feel educated by your community, so as the community of the moment for you, allow me to partake in that education. That is the correct meaning of the word. It doesn't mean feet. Feet aren't involved at all, really. And orthopedic medicine isn't just feet. It's like muscles and bones, which there are muscles and bones in your feet, but it is not exclusively for your feet. Just like that other word doesn't mean feet at all. Nuh-uh. Nuh-uh. Pediatric medicine? Oh no. Oh no! Why didn't anyone tell me? See, this isn't entirely my fault. And that's why you're going down to level 2. I think the introspective part of therapy will be really good for you. And some time in the break room is going to be quite good for me. Hi, welcome to Hell. This is the help desk. I am unhelpful. If you're looking for life recovery, I can't help you with that. If you're looking for password recovery, I won't help you with that. That information, do as you will. Well, I don't have a problem with either of those things, and I know why I'm here. I don't have a problem with that, but I just want a little bit of validation for my creativity before I go down and do what I need to do, and that's totally fine, but people reacted so strongly to my natural creativity. Humans would not be where we are today if people hadn't been creative and thought outside the box and pushed the boundaries a little bit. And what I did was a natural expression of the human spirit, and I just want a little bit of validation for that because people reacted so strongly. As someone who works tech support, hearing that the person who forms the customer half of the customer service equation had a natural curiosity about something seldom bodes well. And today is no exception. Please hold. Does anyone want to trade? Sorry, Dante, I don't feel comfortable passing this one off to you. Does anyone who's not a minor want to trade? I said hold on, and I meant it. Okay, so just chill. What do you got? Because I've got rapture trauma that just pulled up to my desk, and I would love to get out of dealing with that, but only if you feel comfortable and qualified to do so. I don't know what that is, which means I'm probably not qualified to deal with it. But for the sake of effective communication, what I'm dealing with is a woman who wants validation for embracing the creativity of the human spirit because she made cinnamon rolls out of her own yeast infection. I beg your finest pardon? You know as well as I do, we can't make this stuff up. Huh. If it's all the same to you, I'd actually rather work through all the religious trauma that this conversation is going to stir up for both this soul and me. But, are you going to be okay? You're dealing with something that I can't. Intellectually, it's a psychology exercise. This is going to be fascinating. Emotionally and physically, I'm already nauseous, but that could just be because it's Wednesday. I miss secrets. I couldn't help but overhear you explaining a little bit of my situation to your friend over there, and I cannot wait to hear what her perspective is on it, woman to woman. But I also noticed that you left out a few what I think are really relevant details, because I think it's important to give the full picture. It wasn't just my yeast infection, it was also my breast milk. Admittedly, we did get oral thrush from the cinnamon rolls, but we live and learn, right? Like, because I think that was a valuable contribution to the human collective of knowledge, because we wouldn't have known if we hadn't tried. So I think that was me helping to better the human race. Have you considered that humanity might be a mistake? Sorry about that. Hi, welcome to Hell. This is the help desk. A couple of clarifying questions for you based on what you said when you walked up to me. Did you say rapture trauma or raptor trauma? Because my response to the situation is going to vary pretty drastically based on which of those paths we're going down. I'm sorry, I don't understand the question because you just said the same thing twice. No, I definitely did say two separate things. It's either my personal accent or inability to enunciate that's causing this problem, and for that I apologize. Personally, I am sincerely hoping that this is raptor trauma, because that is some comedy I could absolutely get behind for today. But to clarify that, does the phrase clever girl send shivers down your spine? Yes. But I was told that my sexual interests, as long as they were, mutual and consensual, didn't really factor into anything. In hindsight, I realized that was a flawed way to ask that question, but you know what? I see and respect that answer. Let's take a different tack. Did you ever, as a child, wake up to an empty house and have a panic attack thinking that Jesus had come back and you'd been left behind to deal with the apocalypse all on your lonesome? Yes! That's what I was talking about. That's what I have questions about. Hey, there it is. Oh, I was so hoping this was going to be about dinosaurs, but hey, theoretical apocalypse and religious trauma it is. Let's get into it. This is perfect because it sounds like you know exactly what I'm talking about, because I also woke up in an empty house and freaked out about it too, like that I'd been left behind. So I think what my main question is the older I got, I was raised with all of this, but the older I got, the more all of the potential rapture, possible end times stuff I was raised with started to feel like paranoia, which kind of feels sacrilegious to say, but it's the only word that I think fits. Because I worried about it constantly as a kid and quite a bit as an adult for almost no reason. Like, my parents gave me the Left Behind books for kids, the kids series when I was little, and those messed me up. And I was raised to believe that Jesus could come back at any time, so I had to be ready for the rapture always. So I was constantly praying for forgiveness because it had to be the freshest forgiveness. It was kind of like quick saving a game, like a video game. It's like, just quick save for forgiveness, because then if Jesus comes back in the next 5 minutes, I'll be fine. But then also, I would be like, hey, does anyone have any kind of idea of when he's going to come back, just to help me out here, to not freak out? And people would be like, oh, well, no one knows the day or the hour, so it could happen anytime. It'll happen when you least expect it. So I thought about it constantly, because I was like, if I'm thinking about it, then I'm expecting it. So then he won't come back, so then I get to live a long life, right? And people won't get left behind to suffer, because I'd read those books. I knew what they thought was going to happen after Jesus came back. And I was like, well, if I'm not thinking about it, then someone else probably is. So it's kind of like those creepy angels in Doctor Who, you know, the ones where you have to watch them. It's like, if someone's thinking about the rapture, Jesus can't come back, so we'll be fine. But like, I had a go bag into my 20s just in case I got left behind. And every time I'd hear a siren, I thought it was like the trumpets for the end times. And I would wonder, so like, was I justified in feeling like that was a little bit overboard on the paranoia? I don't want to say fear-mongering. It was fear-mongering. I'll say it. Fear is a very effective method of behavioral control. I mean, look at Santa. They took Santa for the holidays, where naughty children get coal and nice children get presents, right? They took Santa, made him for your eternal soul, and expanded him 365 every year, forever. Naughty children get left behind to deal with the apocalypse, and nice children get to go to heaven with Jesus and not worry about anything ever. Does that sound like God as you've been taught about him? Loving God, right? And do you think that a loving God would really leave that many people behind to deal with that much suffering just because they didn't believe or think right? I don't think so. Sounds like you were doing a lot of the really heavy lifting of asking questions, which is the most important and necessary part of life. Asking questions. How many doomsday cults would be dead in the water because if someone had just asked a question at some point, somewhere, at some time? Frankly, a lot of the extreme rapture rhetoric out there is very similar to a lot of the rhetoric coming out of doomsday cults. You were asking questions. You were raised with this paranoia. It wasn't your fault. I get it. I was raised with the same thing. But you were asking questions. You were doing work. You were seeking information. There's nothing wrong with that. That's life. That's learning. That's called being a person. That wasn't you being a bad person of faith. So you were right to ask questions. You were right to feel uncomfortable. And no, you're not being punished for that. You're just down here for a little bit of level 1 therapy before you get to go back and do it all again, but with more fun this time. Did you just compare God to Santa? Honey, I would compare him to Crocs and jorts if I thought it would help make my point. He's God. He's fine. Hi, welcome to hell. This is the help desk. Please just be a run-of-the-mill Karen, or even simply a bitch, because I don't know if I can handle dealing with any more Latin religious trauma or deconstruction stuff right now. And I certainly don't want to. So with that in mind, how can I help you today? You should not swear in front of customers. Actually, you shouldn't be swearing at all, but listen, I need your help to get a message back to my kids before it's too late. Of course. If I ever have a paying customer again, I will be sure to watch my mouth, but not nearly as avidly as my husband does. So, what message do you want to get to your kids and, define too late? I need to get a message to my kids because I've seen this. This is real. I need to tell them that I was right and it's not too late to repent and accept Christ as their Savior because I know they don't believe in God and I don't want them to die and suffer forever because they were not forgiven. Fucking fuck. I can't help you get a message back to the mortal world, but I can offer you some comfort if you're willing to hear it. As someone with insider information and personal experience, actually, with this topic. I died agnostic, and I have lived quite happily in my paradise with a family and friends and hobbies and a cat and a job that I love for a very long time. Contrary to what you were taught, there's more than one path to finding peace in the afterlife. A faith system? Not required. Being a decent person? Yeah, that's a necessity, but a defined creed or faith? No. If this is a reflection of your insecurities about your parenting and how you raised them, better people have been raised by worse. Worse people have been raised by better. Your kids are adults. They can make their own decisions. You did the best you could, despite your violent transphobia. Not despite. You did the best you could, and you are violently transphobic, which explains a lot about why you're here. But your kids are adults, and you did the best you could, but they can make their own decisions about how they get to be, and that's not on you anymore. How can they be good, decent people if they don't have God defining right or wrong for them? If they don't repent and accept the truth of God, they're going to go to hell, and I cannot accept that. That's not what I... Ooh. I understand that this is a very real and painful fear for you. And frankly, I respect it because I also hate the idea of my kids suffering for eternity. However, I am telling you, it is not your responsibility, and there is far more grace involved with this process than you were originally led to believe. However, if you are not willing to hear anything that contradicts what you believe to be the truth, then this is not a conversation. And in order to have anything productive come out of us saying words to each other, a conversation is what has to take place. And since that's not happening, please just go down to your level before I forget all the growing and healing I have done. Well, nicely handled, nicely done, but quick question, what exactly did you do to qualify for that much extra character development and testing in such a short amount of time? Because, boo, big oof. Luckily for you, I have the solution here. Cuddle this shark, be well, and let me tell you about Stingray Jesus. Hey, do you work here? Yep, in theory, when the do not disturb sign that is currently on my desk isn't there, well, you're here. So, listen, dude. If I cannot read it, eat it, cuddle with it, be emotionally vulnerable with it, fuck it, or sleep on it, it is so far beyond the purview of anything that I want to or am probably able of dealing with right now, okay? Find someone else. Also, why am I here? I'm not a hero. I'm going home. She can't do that. I know she just did that, but she can't do that. Well, I can deal with you over here. Hi, welcome to hell. This is the help desk. It seems that despite the thorough information you were given during your admissions process, you seem to have concerns. Seem to have concerns. Fire, brimstone, magma, a creepy gate, whatever those things are, they're not things, they're demons. Oh, that makes it better. Those things should be kept in a cage. On top of it all, I'm dead. Felled in my prime, essentially murdered by medical incompetence. You were 87 years old, driving at over 100 miles an hour on a back road, not wearing a seatbelt, and you intentionally swerved to try and hit a possum, lost control, went over an embankment, and were ejected from the vehicle. The fact that you were even vaguely alive by the time the ambulance got there is a miracle, and actually I feel kind of bad for the paramedics. I imagine those losses are really hard, even when it's obviously an idiot. Hey, you can't talk to me that way. Just like she shouldn't have been able to walk away. Does no one have any respect for the rules around here? Rules? Us? As I was saying, I don't care what your family name or net worth was. Death is the great equalizer, and you were buried in the same dirt as everyone else. Now you're here. Well, in case that was unclear, that was a collective no. You seem uncomfortably comfortable with ignoring some very concerning things, all of which I've pointed out to you, but why don't you just take a second, okay? Use some context clues, read my file. I know secretaries don't have the highest of education, so you just take some time and process that, and you might understand why I'm a little upset, okay? This isn't rocket science. Oh, yes. This is the perfect attitude to bring to any situation if you want to get much things done. That's obviously a known fact. And obviously this isn't rocket science. We don't have rockets here at all because they're an indiscriminate weapon that we don't feel comfortable using and don't actually approve of because we're the help desk, not the IDF. Okay, I don't know who is in charge of this whole desk thing, but are they aware of the absolute fuckery that is going on here? Oh yeah, we're known for it. We're very quotable. What is taking you so long? You told me to take my time, so I figured I would do just that. Is that a problem? If you weren't a woman, I would be on the other side of that desk teaching you a lesson you wouldn't forget. Oh, that sounds like an opening to me. Oh, wait, are you okay with me jumping in on this? Oh, yeah, I'm not even reading this. I was just going to trapdoor him, but if you want him, he's all yours. Oh, swag. Yeah, you know the stuff I was learning in Valhalla the other day I was telling you about? I haven't been meaning to put that into practice, so this is going to be fun. Hey, John, would you mind watching my desk for a little bit so I can go have lunch with my friends? I could bring you something back if you want. I've just been taking tech calls all day, so yeah, I've got you covered. Go. Have fun. In case you have somehow managed to avoid the abundant amount of signage and the obvious context clues, you're in hell and this is the help desk. What do you want? Well, obviously I'm here, so what I want should be obvious. There's a wait list for the magma enema. Obviously that's not what I want. Honestly, based on my history here, my basic information should be common knowledge for you and everyone at this desk. I can already tell this is going to be a two-duck conversation. If you want me to have your basic information, perhaps you should hand over the file that contains said basic information, because deeply fortunately for me and deeply annoyingly for you, I am not a mind reader. Why would I do that? I shouldn't have to give you any identifying information. How am I going to identify you? Now you're just being ridiculous. I have been coming here since this was a folding table with a paper sign and a single person, okay? As you can tell, that was a while ago. I have been coming here for a very long time. I should be well known to you. Counterpoint, the last time that you came through the help desk, not the first time, just the most recent time other than right now that you came through the help desk, I hadn't even died yet. How and why would I know who you are? Well, I assume that there's training and orientation. At minimum, there's got to be workplace culture where you share notes and information with each other. Even just counting the dead ones, do you have any idea how many people we see every day? Well, a place like this, working with people all day, every day, there's got to be something like a VIP list, so you don't have to harass me for my personal information. You do not want to be on whatever the equivalent of the VIP list for hell is. It does not mean what you think it means. We don't have anything like that here at the help desk. If we did, it would probably be the SAAVEP super annoying and very edible persons list. Those are the ones that we feed to the shark. Now that's what I call embarrassing for you. I suggest you factor that in. Anything else? Why is everyone so obsessed with requiring ID? Like when I went to the bank, every single time to pull out money, they would ask for my ID as if I hadn't been banking there for 35 years. And oh shit, now I gotta deal with it. I made my point, but at what cost? Hi, welcome to Hell. This is the help desk. How can I help you today? Thinking about your cousin sexually isn't actually that bad or weird, right? I was having a good morning. Outside of the British monarchy, certain places in Alaska, and a few other locations in the world, that kind of thing is pretty universally frowned upon for a variety of reasons. Okay, I can see how when you put it like that way, it sounds bad, but like for more context, my cousin was an absolute smoke show and just so happened to be like my absolute perfect fantasy physical type. I mean, I never physically did anything. I mean, I just kind of thought about it, but like everyone being really upset about that was kind of an overreaction. Yeah? Like I never did anything. I just, appreciated what was in front of me. Not only did you say those words out loud, you said them to her? Oh, yeah, it was a compliment. Oh, that poor girl. Woman. Oh, I hope it was a woman. Not that that's gonna make it any better. Ooh. You were absolutely right to be squicked out because that was super uncomfortable. However, the solution to how you're currently feeling can be found in the break room with freshly baked, still warm, and incredibly delicious cardamom puffs, courtesy of yours truly. Those do sound pretty good, actually. Don't take this the wrong way, but Belle's at home, Greg's at work, Angel's at work. Why are you here? Astute observation. Very good question. It's definitely not because I told Lev I was going to do an inventory report myself, and then I ended up having to do like 3 separate incident reports, so I delegated the inventory report to someone else, and then Lev found out that I didn't do it myself, so he was a little touchy about that. And then when he confronted me about it, I told him that he could sit on it and spin because not all of us get off to doing paperwork. And then he got a little upsetty spaghetti with me, so he may or may not be hunting me down, but also unrelated, he finds the chaos of the gate and the help desk kind of uncomfortable, so unless he's like forced to be up here, he's never gonna do it. So, but yeah, anyway, that's not the reason at all. I'm up here because, I'm a Prince of Hell. We're cool. We can kind of do a lot of really cool stuff, more or less on our own schedule, but more than that, I really love you guys. So, you wouldn't mind watching the desk for me then while I go have some cardamom puffs and relax a little bit, since you love us so much. Yeah, totally, sure. Go have a cardamom puff. Have to. Wait, not like by myself though, right? Like it's not just gonna be me. Cool. I'm a Prince of Hell with a badass wife. I'm a Prince of Hell with a badass wife. Hi, welcome to Hell. This is the help desk. I'm a Prince of Hell with a badass wife. How can I help you today? I was blessed with a very full and wonderful life, but my passing means that I had to leave my precious baby boy behind, and I just need to make sure that he's gonna be okay now that I'm not there. Oh, yeah, for sure. I totally respect that. Let's see. Kids. That's weird. Okay, so, start from the top. Your 3 older daughters. No, I'm not concerned about them. It's not that I don't care. It's just, they're girls. They can take care of themselves, but that last little boy, he's just different. I'm picking up on a very specific energy, and I don't know what it is. I'm finding it a little bit concerning. Okay, hold on. So, and their girls can take care of themselves. Are there girls? But the boy just hits different, and then there was like a meh. first of all, you're a man. So if you do have children, this is going to elude you because dads are just don't get it. But I see a wedding band on your finger. So do you and your wife have children? Ooh, I picked up on that. That was a very pointed wife. I could be married and not have a wife, but I do. Let me tell you. Soraya, though, she can use that strap in ways to put most men to shame. That was a sneeze. It was okay. I do have a wife. We do have 2 kids, a boy and a girl. But like when I go on a training mission for 3 days, I kind of miss like both of them equally, which is why I'm like a little confused here. Oh, good. So your wife has a little boy. So she might not understand exactly what I'm about to say because it sounds like your boy is your oldest. But look, I loved my girls. But I did not know true motherly love until that little boy came along, and oh, he's just had my whole heart from day one. I loved getting to be a boy mom. It is seriously the most amazing thing. Getting to be a boy mom, it's like having the opportunity to raise the perfect man. And let me tell you, I sure succeeded in that because I knew that he was always going to be there for me. He was always going to love me. I could always talk to him when things got really stressful, and that he would always need me as well. I mean, I'm sure your wife will understand this as your son gets older, but having a son is almost a necessity. I mean, who else are we as moms supposed to talk to about life? Well, that all sounds very emotionally Habsburgian or Targaryen-esque, depending on which reference is going to land. Why would she treat our son like a tiny, super unqualified therapist when she could just talk to me? You're her husband. Why would she do that? Because I'm a delight. Also an emotionally intelligent adult. And her husband. There were vows and promises associated with this thing, and I meant every word of them. In sickness and in health, including our feelings, motherfucker. Okay, well, you cannot possibly hope to grasp the perfect joy of being a boy mom. You know, you might have a point. Especially given the context of this interaction. I'm sensing that, like, might be a good thing. But, John. Do boy moms have, like, a positive cultural meaning for mortals? Because she keeps saying boy mom like it's a good thing, but I, like, based on the fact that I feel really itchy, I'm getting the sense that it's, like, not. If she's making having a son or sons a big thing, it's a weird thing. Good luck. No, I don't know the answer to that, but I could check around and get back to you. That sounds like exactly what I expected. Are you sure we shouldn't do anything or help? How do you think he needs help? Look at him. There's no tears, no puke, no blood. He's doing great. Gentle parenting, Azzy. Gentle fucking parenting. Okay. So I know you've explained it to me like 6 times in various volumes and unappreciated tones, gentle parenting. And yet, I still cannot spot the difference in a special, not creepy way between boy moms and moms who happen to have boys. Also known as gentle parenting moms. I don't know how else you want me to explain this. I guess all that I can say is that those moms who just happen to have boys are missing out. They are not seeing their sons for the gift that they are. And see, your repeated lack of understanding, despite my attempts to educate you over and over again, is why your wife is going to have to talk to your son if she wants any kind of understanding or empathy or support in her life. Osmodai is 7 years and 4 months old. He's not qualified to do that. He can't even foil a math problem yet. His biggest concerns in life right now are how high he's allowed to fly at any given point in time, how late he gets to stay up watching cartoons. That's it. Look, I know that I can be really ridiculous when I'm not at work, because I can be, and it's fun. But ridiculous doesn't mean stupid. So, have you considered that the reason that I can't grasp your explanation is not because the stupid lies with me, but that the stupid resides somewhere within your explanation and or logic? So, With that in mind, let us lube up the shaft of contemplation and spend some time with that and see if you can come to a conclusion that's a little bit less Oedipician. Oedipusian? Oedipus-like. Oh, well, I guess it's more of a Jocasta situation since you're the mom. You just negated everything you just said by bringing up the story of Oedipus. You say you're not stupid. Now, look, I never read it because I just didn't have that kind of time, but I know that it is regarded as one of the greatest stories of the special bond between a mother and a son. That's why I named my son Eddie. Who did fucking not? You fucking did? Gentle parenting. You realize that is like the equivalent of me naming one of my kids Dahmer because I'm into cooking. That is such an overreaction. It is not even funny. Let's not compare a heinous crime to theater. I agree. Let's leave the Cats movie out of this. Oh, when I go home and Soraya asks me how my day was, she's going to be getting more than she bargained for, I tell you that. Oh, I should call her. This has all gotten so far away from what is important here. Can you or can you not tell me if my baby boy is okay now that I'm not there? And did he divorce that witch that he married like I told him to? Of course I can. I'm Asmodeus. The only things I can't do is quit loving my family and stop having nightmares. Oh, there's also a series of movements in Pilates, just because the wings, it's not a good time. Anyway, no, they're happily married. They had a little bit of a rough patch, but they're in individual and couples therapy, both he and his wife, and all of your children are working on rebuilding their relationships together now that you're gone. So, all things considered, they're doing great. Oh, also your son changed his name. Asmodeus, darling, you are doing a wonderful job of being helpful. However, that is a sentient pile of horseshit, baby, and no matter how helpful you are, it's not going to make her any more cooperative. So my recommendation would be to just trapdoor it, move on with your day. And thank you for those cardamom puffs in the break room. Those were delicious. Hi, darling. Welcome to hell. This is the help desk. I don't have a file for you, so how can I help you today? Hi. Yeah, I'm from Paradise. Look, so I did a lot of healing and growing and, bettering of myself and my life. It was really, really hard, but super rewarding. And, now we're Paradise. But my mom is down here on level 5, and she did not do any of that healing or growth. And she wasn't a great mom, but she was my mom, and I want her to feel and be better too, and I don't know how to help that situation other than by, visiting and providing an example, but every time I plan to go visit her or go visit her, I just feel like I want to throw up, and I am getting really conflicted about this, so I need someone wiser and more impartial than me to speak into the situation. Please. Honey. If you are dead and still getting anxious enough to be nauseous about something, perhaps you should literally listen to your gut on that one. Your heart is in the right spot. It absolutely is. But look, it is not our children's job to make us better people. It is our job as parents to become better people for the sake of our children. The burden of your mama's betterment does not rest on you. And I know how it can feel to sometimes have that responsibility or that sense of responsibility. So I always like to use a little something called the fish or man test. Because it was just silly enough to give me a giggle when I needed it, but also informative enough to be clarifying. I'm sorry, the what or what test? Most people can appreciate this, and I think you will as well. Alright, so the fish or man test, part 1. Say you're out fishing. It's a beautiful day. You feel peaceful. It's just a grand time. You get a fish on the line, you bring it up, and just by looking at that fish, it makes you feel the way a certain person in question makes you feel. Do you want to keep that fish? Do you want to eat that fish? Or do you want to release that fish so you can get back to your baseline and just keep going about your day? There's no ecological ramifications for whether or not you keep or release the fish. It's a metaphorical fish with good or bad energy. The fish makes me uncomfortable, and it also feels a little bit like food poisoning. But what if it just needs medicine or something? There's nothing wrong with the fish. It's not sick. All that matters in this scenario is the way the fish makes you feel. I know it's tempting to logic your way out of feeling things, but it's not good for anyone. It's certainly not beneficial for you. Alright, so part 2. Man, would you accept this behavior or treatment from a random man? Absolutely not. I didn't, and that's why I have an ex-husband. Ooh. The fish or man test. The fish or man test. Sprinkle in nuance is needed, of course. How about, in the meantime, as a compromise, instead of visiting, you write your mama a letter. I'll make sure she gets it. Calls from the mortal world. Why not? Belle's helped us. This is tech support. What have you done? Why have you done it? And how have you convinced yourself that it's my fault? You are the 4th person I have called, and I sincerely hope that you're going to be the one helpful one. I need a vaccine for my computer. Of course the computer needs a vaccine. Does your computer have a virus? What part of me being on the phone looks like I'm available to help you? Talk to someone else. What does that have to do with anything? As I was saying, I think one of the dumbest things that we as a species allowed women to do. I can't handle dealing with another creepy mom today. I am simply not strong enough. Oh. I got this one. You're good. You're good. Hi, welcome to hell. This is the help desk. If I, use the general giving orders voice, will that stop you, doing whatever you're doing? Because what words I've heard, I don't like. I keep a very tidy home, and I do not appreciate the insinuation otherwise. No, my computer does not have a virus. Are you trying to prevent your computer from getting a virus? Because for computers, that's not called a vaccine, that's called malware protection. I'm gonna stop you right there because I do not want to buy anything. I know that they're telling all of you tech people to sell the same thing these days, malware protection. I am not going to fall for that, all right? All I want is to, yes, protect my computer from getting a virus, but also sometimes it gets hot and runs slowly. It's not a virus. I think it might be bacterial, but you know what would cover all of these bases and keep my computer healthy? A good vaccine. So how do I get that done? I don't want to touch it again because your file is gross, and in many ways it raises more questions than it answers. Because what do you mean women shouldn't be allowed to wear pants? They're women. They can't look bad. What else are they supposed to wear? I mean, criminy, my wife's ratty nightgown is the reason why we have our second kid, because it's so comfortable. And when she's comfortable, she's happy. When she's happy, she's even sexier. Ma'am, I am a huge advocate for and supporter of vaccines. However, injectable vaccines for your computer simply don't exist. Have you considered other home remedies for your computer when it gets hot and runs slow, such as a nap? Just turning it off for a little bit, leaving it off, and then turning it back on after a period of time? Ma'am, I do not appreciate being yelled at. Well, since you've decided to take that tone, allow me to let you in on a little bit of an industry secret. When it gets hot and runs slow, NyQuil straight in the back, that'll take care of the fever. Hello, welcome to hell. This is the help desk. I can already tell I'm gonna pass this one off. Let me save you some time. You're going to agree with me on this one, so don't get too stressed out. How many times? How many times did I tell you that you needed to be packed and ready to leave for the airport by this time? And that we needed to be at the airport by this time? Because, well, I have TSA pre-check, you don't. And we were arriving at the busiest time of day. So you were going to need some time to get through that whole process. But no, you didn't do any of that. And then we were late. And then we missed our flight. And then when we got into the car accident afterwards, you blamed that on me because I didn't have the volume on maps turned up high enough? Well, yeah, you keep making this out to be my fault when I think it's more like the other way around, babe. I asked you for help packing. You said no. I asked you to run the car through the car wash the day before we went to the airport. You didn't. So we had to do it that morning. And then because you made rabbit food for breakfast, I had to stop at your breakfast because food at the airport is disgusting. I don't care what you say. TSA is not my fault because they're all different. One of them wants a laptop in a separate bin. This one doesn't want the laptop in a separate bin. Plus, it's not like there's shoes that are easy to pull off and put on for guys. There's a lot of laces involved. We shouldn't have to show up to the airport 3 hours early to make it for our flight. We have other things to do. I know that you're easily entertained and like doing that, but I've got shit to do with my time. And then, yeah, in the car afterwards, you were too busy being mad about us missing our flight that I couldn't hear the instructions, and that's why we got into a car accident. This might shock you, I say, in the least clickbaity way possible, but I don't do couples therapy. I mean, granted, based on the specific discussed scenario, I absolutely have an opinion. I have a side. I am a person. I like tea. However, based on the size of the files I have for each of you and the fact that both of you are going to level 7, there's no winners here. Except for maybe the people who were on the flight you should have been on but weren't. Because I can't imagine you would have been a delight for the other passengers or the flight attendants. That is a deeply unfair assessment. We might have been seething at each other, with good reason. However, we know how to behave in public. I mean, we're not monsters. We're not unreasonable. She's a terrible nag, but she's right. The last thing we want to do is draw attention to ourselves. I mean, screaming at each other in the car is one thing, but screaming at each other in public? We'd never. The implications of what you're not saying make me uncomfortable. I'm still totally gonna pass this one off to someone who's not me. Asmodeus, Prince of Hell with a badass wife. Tiger it! No, Sharky. I don't actually work here. Everyone else is busy. I can't have any help with this. They're bickering and their files are literally greasy and I don't want to touch that. I've already dealt with the boy mom and the guy who thinks that women shouldn't be allowed to wear pants. Haven't I suffered enough? Lev, I respect that you didn't get a report that was written by the person you thought was going to write it. However, you're in a position of leadership, same as him, and I think that you are aware that with leadership often comes delegation. That's what happened. Asmodeus hates letting people down, and there is no punishment that anyone could give him that will be worse than how he will punish himself for letting someone down. I am very aware that this is very much a self-inflicted form of punishment. However, I think the boy mom was penance enough for the stress that it caused you. Don't you agree? I will accept it. I'm not going out there. I'm still mad at you about the airport thing, but we are in this situation together. Look, we weren't perfect people, but who really is? And since you refuse to look at our file, I don't know how you can judge us without having all of the appropriate information, so how can you with any certainty say that we belong down here? I don't need to touch your file because I don't do the judgy. Technically, I don't even do this. Officially, my job is stabby and princey. And when I am not at work, I am daddy. And babe. But anyway, you would not be here if you hadn't already gone through the judgy, which is the universe's, whole situation. This is the help desk, not the front desk of the afterlife, which is where the whole judgment process gets started. It's also affectionately known as the front desk because we're hilarious, and sometimes dark humor is just, the best way to cope, you know? But, look, anyway, that's already happened. I don't change anything. I don't judge anything. Well, I judge stuff, but not in an official capacity, but it's gross. I don't want to touch it. I don't want to look at it. You're supposed to go to level 7. Please go to level 7. Well, if you can't do anything, then why are you here? What is the reason for all of this? So I am 1,000% sure this isn't the actual definition, but the gist of it, I think, is mostly for sassing purposes. And also to be kind of like a backup filter for what the gate demons don't catch, because there's a fucking lot of you. Admittedly, I don't pay a lot of attention during the whole soul management part of Hell's administrative meetings, because stabby. That's usually when I go to the snack bar, so I can make sure to get some hummus before someone absconds with all of it. But, this really isn't my purview. I actually find it really stressful. Soraya's here. Azzy, babe. I spoke with Lev, and he came to a little understanding. However, I would suggest that you speak to him as well, just to help foster the communication in that relationship. And beyond that, you big sweet man, there's nothing that you have to torture yourself over or atone for. It was a miscommunication. You didn't let anyone down. No, but counterpoint, sexy lady. It hadn't been one of my good mornings. I know. But we can talk about that at home where we don't have an audience, or at least an audience we didn't make anyway. I do like the audience we made. They're cute. I still don't know what your deal is, but I don't like it. You can't just walk away without hearing us out. Stop. I know that they explained judgment to us, but how are we supposed to know that that judgment was fair and legitimate? I think we might actually be in trouble. The money was nice, but I realized just now that dogfighting was not good. Are you kidding me? That's what you were doing and you just now realized that that was a bad thing? Cheese grater setting. Lemon mist. Trapdoor. Huzzah! Hi, welcome to Hell. This is the help desk. How can we help you today? Hi, I'm a bit confused and I was wondering if you could help me clarify that a bit because I know that they explained things to me at the gate. Oh, look at her. She should not be wearing that. Not with her figure. Someone needs to tell her that's just not flattering. I do believe things are clarifying themselves. Clearly the clothes come in her size and she is happy and comfortable to wear them. Beyond that, I don't know why a stranger's appearance would be any of your business. Well, obviously it's none of my business, but what, I'm not allowed to make personal observations anymore? That's just called people watching. Oh, a man of his size? In athletic gear? Well, I guess we know how he died. And oh. Glance over there, subtly. No, just subtly. People with that haircut are never mentally stable. Well, I guess we know why she's down here too. This would be so much easier if I could still blame this on lead poisoning. Excuse me, eyes on me, please. We do not talk about other people that way. Oh, so I'm just not allowed to have an opinion anymore. Is that it? I'm not allowed to make observations about the world around me. Is that right? Of course you are allowed to have observations, but most observations are best kept to ourselves. And I'm not just saying that because I'm an introvert. If your observations are cruel, what good does it do to share them? Just keep them to yourself. And honestly, if those are the kinds of thoughts and feelings that you're having about the world and the people around you, I would really suggest that you take a good look at your thought process. Now, our first thought that we have about a situation or a person is often conditioned or impulsive, but our second thought is who we are typically. It's more of our thoughts about the situation instead of a conditioned response. So if you are just voicing your first thought about a situation, I would strongly recommend that you practice a little bit of impulse control. But if you're voicing your second thought about a situation, it's a very good thing that you're going down to level 3. Oh, I see. You're misunderstanding me completely. My observations are not cruel. They're not at all. That is me really being helpful and sharing wisdom because as someone who's a little bit older, I've got a little bit more perspective and wisdom to share. So when I point these things out, I'm not being judgmental or mean. I can't change what those people have already done, but I can use them as an example to guide people who haven't fallen into the same trap to keep them from ending up like that person. Like her. Look at that. She has such beautiful skin. Why did she ruin it with tattoos? Like, what are those going to look like on her wedding day? See, those are the things that younger people just don't typically think about. You and your tattoos looked beautiful on your wedding day. And your tattoos look good all the time, really. They suit you. Thank you. I put a lot of thought into them. Especially getting the one down my spine right before our wedding. I wanted him to have something new to look at when he was sitting it from the back. Plot twist. Yeah, your little nuggets of wisdom are really more like turds. Oh, well, excuse me for not realizing that apparently I'm just the worst person ever. And I guess I'll just never say anything ever again. That's fine. I'm glad we were able to clear up any lingering confusion you might have had. You still need to go down to your level, though. Oh, do I want to do with physical people or phone people? Help desk. Well, the bank called. The bank. I didn't know those were a thing here. Oh, now you're just being ridiculous. Even on your silliest day, why wouldn't we have banks? Because there's no currency in the afterlife? I mean, except for the, Monopoly money that we use to make silly bets. Oh, shit. Where's tech support John? I accidentally answered his phone. Listen, if you're gonna call me names, at least use the correct shade of green. Hold on. He said he was gonna go have lunch on the Rainbow Bridge. Honestly, he just kind of does what we do, but while holding a duck and saying tech things. So I say grab a duck and go for it. It's not like you can do it wrong. Dante, I'm the kind of person who calls tech support, not ooh, is tech support. Okay, sorry ma'am, what did you say? The bank called and said there was something wrong with my password. Oh, that's not the bank. That wasn't the bank. You didn't give them your password, did you? No, I wouldn't be silly enough to do that. No, they said they would text me a link to log in, so I'm just waiting on that. But they said that there was something wrong with my account? No. How does he deal with this all the time? No, you were not talking to your actual bank. You were talking to scammers. Your bank's not going to text you a link. Your bank's not going to text you. They're scammers. They're trying to get your information and steal your money. There's probably nothing wrong with your account, but if you want to double check that, I suggest you call your bank and talk to them and see if there's a problem with your account. But my money is on not. That's what I'm telling you. The bank said there was a problem with my account. The people on the phone were not the bank. They were scammers. Help me. I don't know anything about banks. And everything I've learned about idiots has been learned against my will. I don't know, Miss Reggie. Hang up? I can't do that. She's ignorant and dense, not mean. Ma'am, why don't you go into your bank and talk to a person about this? Do not give out any information over the phone or through text, but just go in to your bank and talk to a person face to face. I am so sorry to whichever bank teller gets you. Oh, I could do that. That'd probably be the easiest way to deal with this, just to clear up all confusion. But I know there's an issue because they called and told me there's an issue. Why would they call if they weren't from the bank? And why would they say there's an issue if there wasn't an issue? No. John! I'm still on break. And you're having a hard time because you still care. You've been on challenge mode though. You're doing great. Here, you can borrow this. It's crochet, but you can still use it like a stress ball. Hi, welcome to hell. This is the help desk. I am sensing some attitude, so unstoppable force, meet a movable object. Let's go. I'm fucking sorry. I'm actually impressed by that. I'm fucking him. Thoroughly. No. I got sent down here because I had insecurities? And all of you are running around looking smug and talking about how justice is so important to you. Are you fucking kidding me? Okay. With that framing, your reaction is completely understandable and justifiable if that's why you were sent down here. Which, the short answer to your question is, no. You were not sent down here just because you have insecurities. Everybody has insecurities. Some of them are very, very deep and very, very painful. But what gets you sent down here is if you kind of use those insecurities as a reason to cause harm to other people, which is what you did. You told your children and grandchildren that you're sorry that they were ugly, that you contributed that to their genetics. You were overly and hypercritical verbally of everyone around you all the time. You never really made any effort to build yourself up or examine those things within yourself. You just decided to tear everyone down to your level, or at least attempt to. Do you see what the difference is? You absolutely have your insecurities, but you cannot use the way that you feel about yourself as an excuse to tear other people down. Again, I cannot believe that I'm being punished for being a person with insecurities. So I'm not allowed to have honest thoughts about myself? Is that what I'm hearing? I can't make a few self-deprecating comments here and there? Who died and made you the thought police? Well, I died just to get down here, but I am in no way, shape, or form the thought police. You're not even down here to get punished, babes. You're just down here for a little bit of therapy on level 2. You just need a little bit of help to work through stuff. That's it. We all have ways that we think and feel about ourselves, and not all of those thoughts and feelings are going to be positive. That's just part of the simultaneously super annoying and absolutely incredible gift of being a person. I mean, there are healthier and unhealthier ways to think and feel about yourself, but that's your prerogative. But the second that you start using your misery as an excuse to try and make other people miserable, that's where we're getting into a little bit of a problem area that you might need some help to work through. It's not like this was a problem that you were unaware of. I mean, your children, your grandchildren, your spouse, your friends even, all talked to you about the way that you talked about yourself and others and how it negatively affected them. Like, asking for help is not a weakness. Needing and receiving help is neither a failure nor a punishment. You are not getting punished. You just need a little bit of help to work through some of this. I mean, sometimes it's easier to work through things as a soul because there's just less noise here than in the mortal world. But you are not getting punished in any way. You just need a little bit of help. You are so insufferably superior in every piece of your attitude. You really think you know everything, don't you? You think you have it all figured out. How can you be out here assigning morality to things like the way I feel about myself? I'm fine. Big guy, I'm good. I have eternity in front of me, and I know that I will never have everything figured out. And you have this fixed in your head that this hell is based on good and bad and pure and impure. All that. That's not the point of this hell. This hell is about justice and the opportunity to grow and heal. And understand that those last two are fucking terrifying. I know, I've gone through it a couple of times and I cried for most of it, frankly. You are not being punished for the very human way that you felt about yourself. You are getting some help to work through how you had justified using your pain as an excuse to cause pain to other people. That's it. That's just a little snarl, and then you can move on with your journey. That's all. You can spin this however you want in order to feel right. I can see that that is something that you just need in your life, okay? I know that I am being judged for who I am as a person. All this talk about, oh, justice, healing, growth, that's a lie. Look at her. That is not the face of justice, healing, or growth. That's misery. That is punishment right there. Oh, she's not getting punished. No, she works here. That it might look like punishment, but that's the face of someone who's been on a tech support call that's lasted hours. I know that they called you, but it wasn't the bank. Those were scammers. Scammers don't work for your bank. You were not talking to your bank. Do not open the link. Those guys were, oh my God, how do old people talk? They were hooligans and vagabonds, highwaymen of the landline.
Born again, saved from sin, never have to work again, saved by the fishy on my car.
The veil is thin here. Of course the veil is thin here. Veils are thin everywhere. That's kind of their defining feature. Now, if it was the drywall between worlds and you'd found a thin spot, then I'd say, yeah, you should point that out. But in the meantime, level 4 is where they told you to go, and level 4 is where you're going to end up. The question is, do you want to arrive there with dignity or not? Who says I have to go to level 4? As I said, the veil is thin here. What's to stop me from returning to the mortal world and remaining as a spirit, free and unburdened forever? Not only did you enter the afterlife, you went through the judgment system of your choosing, and now you are locked and McFucking loaded to deal with the consequences of your own actions. The whole going back and forth between the mortal world and the afterlife, not how any of this works. So, again, final offer. Do you want to arrive with dignity or with drama? I am a spirit freed from my mortal body. What makes you think you can force me to do something against my will? Trapdoor diplomacy. I'm very good at it. Oh boy, line here. Okay, chapter can wait. Hi, welcome to hell. This is the help desk. How can I help you today? There has been a horrible mistake. Post-Taco Bell clarity affects us all. No. Well, I mean, yes, I loved Taco Bell, but how did you... There was never any shame. There could never be any shame because we got Taco Bell every Sunday after church, and there can never be any shame on the day of our most beloved Lord God. No shame. I had a very different takeaway when I was going to church on Sundays and every time I went to Taco Bell. You went to church religiously when I was a kid, and shame-free is in no way how I would describe my experience with that, though it did unlock a certain appreciation for being respectfully and consensually degraded. Pros and cons. So, your miraculous, shame-free enjoyment of Taco Bell and the resulting gastrointestinal distress aside, I'm guessing that you did not pay any attention at all during the either front desk admissions process or the intake process down here at Hell's Gate. And because you did not pay attention to any of the information that was so obviously given to you that would have explained literally fucking everything, you are somehow confused why you're down here because clearly you went to church every Sunday. Yes? No? Yeah. Yes? No? No? Okay. I didn't pay attention during any of that because I thought I knew where I was going because I am supposed to be forgiven by the most holy Father God and his beloved Son, Jesus. I've been praying the whole time in line, but is there, a more direct way to ask him to intercede on my behalf? You want me to call God? If you have the ability to contact he who rules on high, yes. You sure about that? Yes. 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 To have him intercede on my behalf would be the greatest honor. I mean, the creator of the universe, he who rules heaven and earth, the most holy, almighty Father God. Yeah, I get the picture. Hey, Scott Addy, what's up, other than you? So I've got a level 9er down here who's asking for you personally to intercede on his behalf because he thinks it'll help the whole, go to church once a week and commit atrocities for free thing. Right? Yeah, I can't tell you exactly what he did because it'll violate community guidelines, but it does involve children and horrific mistreatment of his employees. Yeah, for sure. You want me to put him in your usual room? Absolutely, I can do that. And do you want me to tag Greg in on this one, or would you like some time for self-expression? I know you've kind of been dealing with a lot of stuff lately. Oh, please be nice. Hi, welcome to Hell. This is the help desk. How can we help you today? Hi, I'm not here to cause any problems. I'm really not trying to be a dick or anything. I just, okay, I respect the whole process. I get it. It makes sense to me. They did a great job of explaining everything to me. I know exactly where I'm supposed to go. I guess I'm like a soft level 2, like I was right between level 1 and level 2. They explained what all that meant. That's totally fine. I get it. But I'm just wondering if you could help me get a little bit of motivation, I guess is what it would be called, because frankly, just hanging out on level 1 and kind of doing like low-level personal work and being soothing and bored forever doesn't sound that bad. I mean, I don't have to worry about taxes or health insurance or any of the, fiddly parts of life or whatever. But, anyway, I guess what my question is paradise really that worth it? Yeah. Yeah, I'd say it's worth it. Full disclosure, I don't have my own paradise, but I've been smuggled into a few of them for various reasons, and I've even seen glimpses of the Universal Hallway, which is where all the realms connect. It's kind of like a community area, and yeah, I mean, nothing is certain. I mean, no paradise is certain. It's like life that way, but after what I've just glimpsed, I think it's very worth it. It'd be certainly easier to date my girlfriend if we could go out and do stuff, have that freedom of motion. But on a lighter note, I don't know what your preferences are, but if the demons quite aren't your speed, the human-shaped angels wear gray sweatpants, if that's relevant to your interests. That is indeed relevant to my interests, and you already had me sold on going back, but the gray sweatpants are a very nice cherry on top of an already quality sales pitch, so it's self-improvement, here I come, and good things require effort, I guess, but hey, maybe I'll see you in the mortal world, and if not, pass you in the hallway. I'll see you there. Well, you think that was hard. You should have seen what I was doing to the politician with this thing 5 minutes ago. He was confessing to things he did when he was 3. Hail the truth stick. But anyway, back to you. Stop it. Stop what? Doubting yourself. After all the growing and the work you've done, you're still not sure that you're going to earn your paradise. But I am. Here, I'll prove it. I will never tell you that your feelings about your doubts are invalid or ridiculous or whatever. Like, your fears about your doubts are valid. Those are your feelings. And I'm not going to tell you that your doubts are silly and ridiculous. I'm simply going to imply it. All the work you've done and the growing you've done, you're going to take that back to the mortal world with you. Alice is gonna be your mom. I'm pretty sure that super nice guy she's dating right now is gonna be your dad. You're gonna have them as parents. Once you're old enough for it to like not be weird, Angel's gonna go to the mortal world to be with you. We're all gonna be keeping an eye on you from the afterlife, and you think we're gonna let you get up into some shenanigans? Nah. You're gonna have all of that. You're gonna go back, live an amazing life, be a kick-ass florista, and then you're gonna show up to the afterlife, earn your paradise, and I'm gonna show up and be proud of you every step of the way and every second of eternity. And I will never say that I told you so. I'm simply going to think it. You could come with me, you know. I could, but I'm scared. Maybe too scared. You're not. Hi, welcome to hell. This is the help desk. Let's run these lives from the top. Listen, there has been a horrible mistake. Yes, there has. And I should not be here. Yes, finally someone gets it. Yeah, I shouldn't be down here because there's been some kind of misunderstanding. Exactly. Are you an oracle? No, I am adorable, and you may continue to bask in the gift of my presence until I find you annoying. So you've got 30 more seconds? Unless you come up with something like interesting or entertaining in that time. Hold on. Why would I entertain you? Well, if you get my problem, right? So aren't you going to help me? Ew, no. I said this is the help desk, and it is, but we're not here to help you. You're going to level 4. That's non-negotiable. The only reason you're not going to a lower level is because you didn't do all the things that you helped your friends cover up. And the things that you helped them cover up and the behaviors that you just kind of ignored are, and this comes from my toes. Yeah. Does that explain things for you? No? I mean, okay, look, I get that the part about my friends, like the stuff that they did was messed up and it made me really uncomfortable, but they were my friends. What was I supposed to do? Oh, I can clear that up for you too. Not that. Friends are supposed to make each other's lives more or less better. Friends are not going to make each other's lives worse. We make each other better people. We do not make each other worse, borderline evil people. Friends might encourage you to do some slightly irresponsible shit, within the bounds of reason. Friends are not portable excuses machines that you can use to do illegal things that cause harm to other people. There's a small Grand Canyon of difference between those two things. You see how helpful I'm being? Okay, but you knew what I was going to say. When I walked up here, you were the one who was like, yeah, you should not be here. Like, there was a horrible mistake. You knew I was going to say that, and you filled in the blanks for me. Like, so don't you see? Like, I felt bad. Yeah, that's why you're going to level 4 instead of something more or less irredeemable like level 6. I didn't fill in the blanks of your little statement because I agreed with you. I filled in the blanks of your little statement because do you have any idea how many times I have heard that exact same sequence of excuses? How many times have I stood here given my platinum grade welcoming spiel and then heard this in response? I shouldn't be here. There's been a horrible misunderstanding. This is a terrible mistake. And then it does, deviate into more or less two camps. Because on the one hand, you have people who are like, I got dunked in the Jesus juice and I am a sin-free chicken nugget and I don't belong in this particular meal basket. And then you have the other hand, people who are like angry french fries and they're just like, I don't like consequences. And then it all kind of mishmashes back together into its own thing. Sometimes it gets weird, sometimes it gets violent, sometimes it gets funny, sometimes it gets really emotional. And then sometimes there's like a guest appearance by like a cheeseburger or something. Like, it's but the initial thing is my point here, and I hear that a lot. Did you just compare hell to a meal basket? Yeah, it's almost my lunchtime. I got food on the brain. It wasn't my finest metaphor, but you know what? Actually, I think it kind of works. It's not a happy meal. It's a helpy meal. Do you want to supersize that? Hi, welcome to hell. This is the help desk. Either make it good, make it faster, make it memorable. Don't tell me what to do. I see a ring. Are you married? Oh, one of these. Happily. Oh, let's see about that. So how does it feel knowing that he's undressed other women? But he's undressed other men too, as have I, men and women. But we only undress ourselves and each other now, so what's your point? Well, aren't you kind of mad at him? Jealous? No, why would I be? I'm the one he married. He's the one I married. Besties forever, dude. Do you have something else you want to try, or are you done? Because my book isn't. I just wanted you to be sure. Excuse me. Hi. Hi. Welcome to hell. Sorry. Welcome to hell. This is the help desk. How can I help you? Out of, like, I don't know, curiosity, just girl to girl. You wouldn't happen to be in a relationship, would you? I am. I've got a girlfriend. It's the healthiest relationship I've ever had. Oh, there's your file. Well, actually, can I have your undivided attention for a second? So, does it bother you knowing that she's enjoyed undressing other people? Well, it's not a mental image that I enjoy, but it's also not something that I think about all the time. I'm not going to blame her for having a life before she met me. One of us has an embarrassing relationship history, and it's not her. Oh, I bet your relationship history is really hard for her to deal with. Not really, because we're adults, and we talked about it. I'm just looking for a little bit of relatability, so just calm down. Please come to my desk. 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 Please come to... Fuck! Oh. Hi, welcome to hell. This is the help desk. How can I help you today? Hi, that is such a pretty ring. Are you married too? Yes. Wow. There is so much more marriage down here than I thought there was going to be. Did not expect that. So, random question. Maybe I guess it's just maybe because I'm looking for someone to relate. But how does it feel knowing that your spouse has found pleasure in undressing other people? I'm the one he gets to be himself with. Oh, I'm so sorry. I just remembered something. Can you hold on for a second? Oh, they already told me I need to go to level 4. You don't need to look at my file. Oh, you're writing something. Sorry. Could you do me a favor and hold on to this, please? Sure. Is this my get out of jail free card? That was really mean. That might be understating things a little bit. I'd just call her a straight up bitch. I mean, breaking up couples and families was her hobby. I mean, and she was dedicated to that. Even when she got sent to hell, she wasn't going to give that up. Oh, you're talking about what you did. Yeah, no, Fanny. That was not entirely unjustified. She was trying to break all of us up. It's not like you're going to leave her down there. Are you? No, it was just going to be for a day. Maybe 2. Someone put a gag on that one, please. I do not want to listen to his music while we're trying to decide what to do with him. So... girl. Yes, this is hell. Yes, this is the help desk. No, our sign is not misspelled, and I am tech support, not emotional support. No. See, this is why things like that phone are the downfall of all thought. Okay? I'm not asking you for anything. There's nothing really that someone of your age could have to teach me. I am here because I worked in BDSM for decades, and in my professional opinion, this place is a shambles. The dungeon for that kind of thing is down that hall, but it is for employees and visitors only, and you were sent here, so it's off limits. Better luck next time. Do you need a spanking to encourage you to go on your way? Young man, I was an executive of business development, sales, and management. I didn't tolerate that kind of attitude at work or in my personal life, and I see no reason to tolerate it now. So hang up the phone and talk to me. Man, I'm dead, you're dead, he's dead. We all had bigger problems when we were alive, and we have bigger problems now. How about you get over yourself, stop wasting his time, stop holding up the line, and move. Welcome to hell. How can I help you? Hi. So I'm down from Paradise, and I've got kind of a weird question for you, I guess. Might not be weird for you, given your place of employment, but I'm still tripping over it a little bit, to be honest. So I was out at the bar the other night, ran into some demons, we got to talking. It turns out that they have a support group for combat veterans down here, and they invited me to join their get-together today, and I was just wondering how and where I could find that. I don't know the answer to that question, but I think I've got someone who would. Hey, Lily? This gentleman's looking for a support group for combat veterans that's meeting today. Would you happen to know where they're at? Ironically, I know exactly which group you're talking about because Belle's a part of it. My husband. So it's down on residential level 4, and I can give you instructions, but I'm also happy to walk down with you. The layout of the residential levels can be a little weird. Thank you. I'd actually really appreciate that, so lead the way. Well, I'm gonna have to take off. As much as I'd love to be here when she wakes up, I've got a meeting I really don't want to miss or even be late for. Support group? Yeah, you don't want to miss that. Go. I'll play Metallica and think of you. Oh, what the actual hell? A textbook definition. I see you've met and annoyed my wife. Tried to make her feel inferior. How interesting. Hi, welcome to Hell. This is the help desk. How can I help you today? Oh, you're offering to help me. Oh, it figures that I would have to be dead for someone to offer to help me. All the help that I got in my lifetime, I had to seek out on my own, which was not only embarrassing, but also kind of pathetic. But now I get offered help. Great. Okay. I'm sorry to hear that. What can I do for you? Now, there's a question that I did not hear. I certainly didn't hear it from my husband or my friends, certainly not my children, my mother, and it rolled off your tongue so freely. How fortunate for you that you perceive the world to be a helpful place. Some of us didn't have that luxury. Well, I'm asking you now. Are you actually? You know, I can't help but notice that your shirt is such a bright, pretty shade of red. And it looks really, really good on you. I could never wear something like that. Colors like that just didn't look good on me. And every time I tried, everyone told me exactly how little they worked for me. But I love that you can wear that. I never could, though. Ma'am, there is not some competition for the championship of misery that's happening right now. And if there is, I'm not a participant in it. And you shouldn't be either. Other people's positive or even neutral experiences with something are not a license to broadcast your misfortunes, however directly or obliquely related they may be. Sometimes good things happen to other people. Let them. I'm sorry. I don't know what you're talking about. Look, I had a lot of things that I could have been miserable about in my life, but I'm a trooper, you know? And they had a lot of good things in my life too, but all good things come to an end. But I like to enjoy them while they happen. I really do. For example, do you have pets? My husband and I have several outdoor dragons and a Doberman named Paul. Oh, a dog. I loved having dogs. There was one dog we had, my best friend, my favorite dog we've ever had. And then while we were on vacation, my dog got out of the yard, got hit by a car. And there it is. Miss Penny, do you think if I said something super neutral and generic that she'd still find a way to twist it and make it about a negative experience she had? I think there's only one way to find out. I like spaghetti. I can definitely see the appeal of spaghetti. I understand why it is very popular. However, I could never really enjoy it because I got the worst food poisoning of my life from a bowl of spaghetti. I mean, I slept in the bathroom. Can I do another one?
I think the word you're searching for is Space Ranger.
The word I'm searching for, I can't say because there's preschool toys present.
You know there's a rumor going around?
What, that we're gay for each other?
Oh my god, Twizzler gummies! No, see, I'm straight, but like, if there was a man that I would marry, it would be Johnny.
How do you feel about that, Johnny?
It's not helping with the rumors.
I think the kiss you guys shared on my birthday isn't helping with the rumors.
Yeah, I just hate that he didn't give me enough tongue.
Hi, welcome to Hell. This is the help desk. If you are a resident of the afterlife and you are here for the juice bar, we are not in charge of that, but you are more than welcome to add your name to the wait list. And if you got sent here, you know what you did. The juice bar. That's what you guys are calling it. That's clever. I'm not here for that, but I respect the joke. No, I am looking for the deified princess lady that, you know, does this thing, and you seem kind of regal. So is that you? Because if so, I've got some questions. Concerning tone detected. No. Sharky, there's no file, so put the teeth away. For now. I'm flattered by the possible association, but I'm definitely not the one you're looking for. However, I do know who is. Lily? Just that first sip just soothes all the way down. Love my magic bean juice. All right, so what's up? It's always best to let the coffee happen. This soul, who is an afterlife resident and was not sent down here, has some questions for the deified princess lady. That's a new one. I'll accept it. What's up? Hi, so I heard about your whole thing where you gave up your mortality in order to become deified and stay here forever, and I guess you have someone else down here who did the same thing, and I thought that sounded pretty great, so I put my application in to be deified, and it was immediately rejected. What did you do? Oh. If I may, what was your motivation for applying? Well, who wouldn't want to stay in the afterlife? I mean, I guess unless you were sent to a punishment realm like this one, but the afterlife is amazing. It's fun, it's safe, it's healthy, there's no money or taxes. I was an accountant in the mortal world. Do you have any idea how many tax seasons I went through? I don't want to go back to all of that. I mean, I know my life would be different the next time around, but it's the afterlife. You don't have to worry about any of that. And then plus, you get to be a deity. I mean, I've heard stories about you. The powers have got to be pretty cool. I wondered if this was the case. Okay, so despite the fact that my husband treats me like a goddess, I am in no way a deity. I'm a deified mortal. Deity? Deified mortal. Very similar names. Very different things. I don't have powers. Any stories of my badassery are often usually exaggerated, but the parts that are true, 100% of my own making. Being a deified mortal means that for all intents and purposes, I'm a being of the afterlife now. I'm not just a soul anymore. I'm alive here. I've got my heartbeat back and everything. But in order to achieve that, I had to give up all access to the mortal world forever. I'm not just talking about our ability to reincarnate. I can never be summoned. I can never sneak back into the mortal world for a sightseeing tour like some teenage demons may or may not do. All of the potential for a mortal life and the mortal world is lost to me forever. Giving that up is not a decision to be made lightly. For me, I have never regretted my decision for a second, because not only am I alive here, I have a life, and I love it, though it would be fucking cool to have powers. No powers, and it's off limits forever? Ooh, okay. What I'm hearing is I probably should have done more research, and I'm suddenly really glad that got rejected. Okay, well, thank you for the information. But while I've got you guys both here, so the juice bar, I'm guessing that's for OJ, right? Yes, he's with the professionals right now, but the waitlist is for when they decide to open him up for public interrogation. I think most people just want to hear the if I did it, but without the if. What is everybody's sudden obsession with the juice bar, specifically orange juice too? Greg doesn't even like orange juice. Greg likes grape juice. But no. All week he has been Greg's version of giggly and excited about, oh, I can't wait to get my hands on OJ. I feel like I'm missing context and I don't like it. Hi, welcome to Hell. This is the help desk. Abandon audacity, all ye who enter here. You'd think I'm kidding, but I'm really not. So, audacity aside, how are you going to entertain me today? Listen, this is a mistake. No, this is hell. You're being ridiculous. Ridiculous? I hardly know her. No, I'm being myself. You're insane. No, I'm Sharky, the, luckily enough for you, one and only. I'm just trying to get out of here. This is a nightmare. I'm hoping that 3 times is going to be the charm on this one, but no, this is hell. The spicy, warm place, the moody side of the celestial frisbee, often portrayed in the mortal world as a place of eternal suffering and weird textures. But in reality, the point of this whole place is actually justice and growth, which I get can feel almost as icky as touching a gross texture, but pros and cons, we work with what we got. I will say demonic cuisine really popped off. You are lucky I am not on that side of the desk, okay? Who do I have to talk to get out of this? A therapist. Like eventually, because you do have some level 5 justice that you're gonna have to work your way up through, but unless you want to get started on that now, please say yes, because I totally remembered to charge the lightsaber this morning. Oh, I'm dealing with a crazy person. Lightsabers are not real, but this situation is, and I should not be in it, okay? Look, I might have been charged with a few things, but I was never convicted of anything. Well, neither was O.J. Simpson criminally in that one very famous incident, and yet down here he still resides. Just like a lot of other priests, pastors, parents, people, billionaires, it's almost like mortal legality does not necessarily align with universal morality. Try saying that one 3 times fast. Now, are you going to do something or are you going to skedoodle because you're holding up the line? You know what? I'm not going to drop this, and you will be hearing from me again. I doubt you can scream that loud, but you're welcome to try. No file for you. So, hi, welcome to hell. How can I help you? Hi, I didn't want to interrupt from the people who was reading, so I'm coming to you with a little bit of an interesting request. So my best friend is still alive, but she and I had this running joke that I'll see you in hell, and then I'd tell her that I'd be the one sitting on the throne, and she'd tell me that I'd just be keeping it warm for her. And it's not that I expect to actually be able to sit on the throne of hell, but if I could just get a picture sitting in a fancy office chair or something to give to her when she gets here in a long time, would that be possible? The prophecy must be fulfilled. Hold on. Lily, can we borrow one of your crowns real fast? Papa Lucy. So, the throne of hell. Can mortal souls sit on that, or is it one of the things that does, like, weird things to us if we interact with it? Yeah. Okay. Unrelated, can I use your office to make an amazing thing happen? We'll leave it just as we found it. Okay, throne of hell, not necessarily an option. Would you accept Lucifer's office with an entourage of demons and attack rooms? Hi, welcome to hell. This is the help desk. You're smiling. I remember you. I kind of know you. I'm so sorry, but I can't say the same. Like from school or work or not church. Might have been church. Oh, don't worry about it. We were only coworkers at that grocery store together for like a couple of weeks, but in that couple of weeks, you gave me some of the best dating advice I've ever received. If you have to make a pro-con list in order to decide if you want to date someone, you shouldn't be dating them. If it's not a hell yes, it's a hell no. Don't date anyone in law enforcement, and don't date anyone in the military. And I know it was kind of a throwaway conversation at the time, but your advice kept me out of a lot of weird relationships. Ah, yes, your famous no military men rule. Yeah, okay. But look, the rules are different in the afterlife, and sometimes exceptions need to be made. Yeah, super happy I was able to help you out with that when we were alive. However, you're dead now, and that means you get to stand on your own 2 feet to deal with the consequences of your own actions for vehicular manslaughter. Perhaps I should have given you slightly different advice. Oh, the advice you gave me was good. It's just I have a minor road rage problem that you couldn't have known anything about. Yeah, totally minor. And I have a vague enjoyment of reading. You also had some pretty concerning behaviors towards other people just in general that landed you down here. And you're not barred from reincarnation, but you're verging on it. So what exactly were you hoping to achieve with this conversation? Oh, I just wanted to say hi and thanks. It was good to see you again. Somehow, That just creeped me out more than dealing with the cannibal this morning. Oh, you dealt with the cannibal. I don't know why I thought it was Ricky. Ah, don't worry about it. Look, I know you just came for the picture, but everyone needs an attack robot. You're gonna love her. Her name is Amelia Bedelia. She's committed many crimes, and she will commit them again. But she will keep your floors super clean. She might also get kind of stuck in random places for no reason and then beep about it. So it's gonna be like having a really helpful robotic cat. All right, well, I guess if you're sure. This is gonna be hilarious. Oh, thank you for letting me borrow your crown. You're welcome. That picture is iconic, by the way. Ooh. Hey, big guy. I require attention, affection, and quite possibly a snack. Do you want to come down and cuddle on the couch while I tell you about the piping hot tea I got when I was training with the 3rd Aerial Legion today? I will be right down, and I'm going to bring some of that chocolate oatmeal cake down with me. Let me find a bookmark, and I'll be down in a bit. Shut up. Hi, welcome to hell. This is the help desk. Unfortunately, the girls are debating, and as such are unable to help anyone at this point in time, so go away. Okay, I get that they're busy, but you're here, obviously. And you don't seem like a part of whatever argument they're having. I am not. So, you're gonna help me, right? No. This is ridiculous! Why the hell not? I just spent 45 minutes explaining what a PDF was and how windows on a computer screen work. My explanation was not understood. What? My sentiments exactly. My explanation was very clear, and I could not have made it simpler if I tried, and I did try. No, I don't care about that. If you are not going to perform as this desk is advertising, why are you here? What, just to explain that? One of the perks of not advertising your performance is that your performance is always a fun surprise. And if that can be explained, then it can't be explained by me. I love and respect both of you very, very much, and I know that they made it intentionally ambiguous. However, that is Mackenzie's kid. Look at the floppy little ear. Okay, but you know who else has floppy ears? Jean-Luc. And how would you describe the coloring of that puppy? Could it possibly be, maybe? Obviously, Bluey and Jean-Luc had a beautiful love story that transcended language, and now they have a wonderful life together and a puppy. Case closed. Okay, I think that no matter who Bluey ended up with, I think we can all agree that she has an amazing life and a beautiful family. Her love story with Jean-Luc would have been much more epic, and her love story with Mackenzie would have been far sweeter. That being said, I look at that puppy and I see Mackenzie, though Greg is torn, and I guess they have a poll going in the level 9 break room. It's pretty evenly split, but the debates are getting a little bit heated. Yeah, I was talking to Belle earlier, and I guess the Legions aren't allowed to talk about Bluey anymore today, at least while they're training, because people were getting hurt. I guess Dad and Azzy got into it pretty good this morning. Wish someone had gotten a video of that. But listen, cartoon dog genetics aside, if Bluey had ended up with Jean-Luc, think how cool of a story that would be, though. It'd be like, how did you guys meet? Well, we were camping, and then he didn't speak any English, and I didn't speak any French, but we were friends anyway, despite the language barrier, which is a beautiful thing. And then we somehow reconnected, and he learned English, and I had learned French, which is my personal headcanon, which I genuinely believe, because Bluey is a thoughtful kid. And then we reconnected against the odds years later, and huzzah, or g'day, whatever they say down there. Love. Speaking of Bluey, I'm just mostly really happy that they didn't move because the sign episode had me sobbing. Have we considered that Bluey might not have married someone she met when she was 7? Maybe it was Bingo's kid? John, not you. You seem audacious. We should work on that. John, what do you think? I don't. Careful, John. If you lie a little harder, your pants are gonna start smoking. But if Bluey is not a topic to your taste, do you want to maybe talk about why you've been so quick to answer your phone lately? Do you want to talk about whatever it is I saw you hiding in your desk? Good talk. I thought so. Sir, you either go down to your level in peace or I send the shark after you. Oh yeah, I can take care of this one. Don't worry. Hi, welcome to Hell. This is the help desk. How can I help you and your friend? Ooh, not friend. Enemy? Captive? It's just that I'm sensing a little bit of tension between you guys, and I only have one file for the two of you. Your outfit is very revealing. I know, and so is your attitude, but in a much less cute way. So, what's the situation here, gentlemen? Like, set the scene. First of all, are you okay, and are you going to be a problem? And by problem, I mean, do I need to find a hair tie? Set the scene? What are you talking about? I don't need to set the scene. I can give you all the relevant information you need right now. I'm a Christian. Yeah, well, so am I. Stop lying. I heard you talking, including what you said about law enforcement. I'm fine, by the way. It's true, I wasn't blindly supportive of all law enforcement, but I think what really set this off was when I made a mildly critical statement about the American judicial system. See? And he claims that he should be going to heaven. Yeah, but so do you. The difference is that I'm right. You know why? Because I did not question our sacred institutions, including the church. And I don't care how many times you try to justify it. Hosting a Bible study out of your house every week instead of going to church is not the same as going to church. What do you think the first churches were? They were people getting together in their homes. You can let go. Okay. What, did you think that when Jesus died, churches started popping out of the ground like daisies? Do they have daisies in the Middle East? I'm not actually sure. I'm going to have to look that up. Okay, we are pausing, we are calm, we are listening to the person with the really pretty horns. So you took him captive because you thought he belonged down here, and you figured that you were already on your way down, so you'd make it like a 2-for-1 special. Yes? Oh, no. What happened was he and I went through God's judgment about at the same time, and on the other side of it, he was being sent to heaven, but I was being sent to hell, and then I heard him talking, and I knew that there had been a mistake, so I brought him down here to fix this. So you're, like, questioning God's judgment? No, are you stupid? Oh, only on Mondays, and after 10 p.m. But, look, I'm a real Christian. A real Christian. He's not. Okay, so that statement is in direct contradiction to the results of the judgment system that you both independently chose to be judged by, which was the Christian belief system. That is totally fine. However, for you, it looks like you were a part of cultural Christianity, and your definition of love was very narrow and exclusionary. It wasn't actually love, and that caused a lot of harm to you and to others. Now, you were also raised in an environment where asking questions was not really encouraged, and nobody really took the time to teach you critical thinking skills. That's not something that is your fault. However, that's going to be a big part of your time down here. So you are going to spend a little bit of time down on level 3. It's going to be a little bit itchy for you. But after that, the main focus is going to be on examining old thought patterns, building your critical thinking skills, and developing a sense of empathy. Now, for him, either during a previous stay down here or at some point in his mortal life, or both, he worked on and developed those skills, so he doesn't need to spend any more time down here. So all that to say, you can let him go, and I am very sorry about the delay in getting you to your destination. Thank you. And hey, don't worry about it. My wife told me to show up to heaven with good stories to tell, and now I've just got one more. Amen. Good luck. You've got this. Do I? It might not always feel like it, but you do. Good luck. I am so freaking good at this. Hey, Rugs, are you busy? There's something I want to talk to you about. Hi, welcome to hell. This is the help desk. Don't mind him. Just focus on me. How can I help you today? Okay. So we've all done morally onerous things to get someone to fall in love with us. We? French! We've all committed a little light breaking and entering in the name of romance. We have not. I am delighted to say that I do not know this French. Who is this we, and can we lock them up immediately? I'm gonna stop you right there. Just because you talk about something as if it's a collective experience doesn't actually mean that it is a collective experience. Some things are not collective or normalized because they are well, in your own words, morally onerous. So I appreciate the effort you have gone to justifying your own actions to yourself. However, there's nothing further for debate. You need to go down to level 6 immediately. So, do I want to know? Cool. Mystery is the spice of sanity. Where's Shruggy? She and Angel went down to the beach to get lunch. Oh, swaggity. Good for them. It's always so beautiful here. What? What do you mean, what? What are you hiding? I'm not hiding anything, and having a surprise for you doesn't count. So, do you want it now, or do you want to wait until after lunch? Now. It's my official approval. Official approval? For what? An indefinite leave of absence from work, effective whenever you decide to reincarnate, as well as permission for an extended stay in the mortal world. It was always a gimme, but now it's official. Angel. Is this a hint? No. This is just so that whenever you're ready to leap, I'll be ready to leap after you. I don't think you need any hints from me. I think you know exactly how I feel about it. I love you. That means I want you to be the happiest, healthiest version of yourself. I only want the best things for you, and admittedly, that does include you not having to sleep in a storage closet and be smuggled everywhere anymore. I know how much conquering this and living again means to you. It's your life and your decision, not mine. I'm just here to support you in it. What did you call it at one time? The, social bra of confidence? Baby, I am the push-up bra of confidence, and you are mine. So what do you say we get fish tacos and hype each other up?
Hi, welcome to hell. This is the help desk. How can I help you? Hold on. I heard you say to someone a little while ago who tried to talk to you that you don't actually work here, that the woman in the red shirt does. Now, I saw her leave a little while ago, but I want to talk to someone who knows what they're doing. Like, if she's on break, I'll wait. She is helping decorate the break room for the birthday of one of the demons at the gate. And I may be unqualified for this position, but I am not inept. I don't doubt that. I really don't. But look, I just really want to maximize my chances here. So if there's someone more qualified that I could talk to, could I talk to them? You could, but the person I would send you to is currently indisposed. No, the fact that it's a thong bodysuit doesn't bother me, personally. No, what bothers me is the fact that the front is just as narrow as the back. Now, I know I don't speak for all women when I say this, but I think I speak for most of us when I say, what the fuck is this supposed to cover? The bean? This might secure a single French fry, but where's the rest of the Happy Meal supposed to go? I don't know what you mean. That looks perfectly adequate to me. Like, why would anyone want more fabric than that? Because welcome to Arby's, we have the meats. Look, this is an adequate amount of fabric for that situation. Verging on too much, but you know what? I can deal with that as long as it means the cat will remain comfortably in the bag. Just admit you got greedy and cheap and didn't want to pay for a human amount of fabric. Well, clearly you've never been a business owner then, because if you had been a business owner, you would understand the importance of factoring in your production costs. I worked in customer service, not because I was too dumb to do anything else, but because I enjoyed it and I was good at it. You know what else I'm good at? Basic math. You made this for $9 and you sold it for $84. The budget had room in it, unlike something else. That's my other option? Huh. Okay, so, man to man. Not a promising start. Okay, could I, like, maybe start again? Okay, as a humble petitioner for mercy. Better. I did do some bad stuff. I did do it. However, the reaction, everything got so blown out of proportion. Try again.
And when I say blown out of proportion, I mean it had been blown into smithereens. The pieces were so tiny. It was really an underreaction. Reaction should have been a lot stronger. It really should have. But come on. Hi, Eileen is such a good song. Well, this is an entertaining emotional palate cleanser after our lunch. I wish we'd known this was happening. We could have gotten ice cream to eat while we watched.